Well, we're back again after too long, about 6 months. We got a really, really awesome show today. I'm super excited about this one. This one took a lot. First, we are going to interview our dear friend from the SPFA, Mr. Frank Mortl III.
Thank you. Appreciate being here.
Yeah, good. Glad to have you. And then we got third-time Foreman Friends alum, Mr. Vinnie Crego.
Hello, hello.
And our special guest flew in all the way from Minneapolis, and his arms are tired, Mr. John Fredkove.
Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for having me. It's great to see you guys.
Oh man, this is a blast. So I set this whole thing up thinking about, Frank is here in Michigan, and man, I gotta talk to Frank. I gotta get to know Frank a little bit, and then I got to thinking, but Vegas is coming up too, and we got to go over that. Vinnie and I did a pre-Daytona last year, and that was a lot of fun, and I think it was very helpful for some people, our 3 viewers, 3 listeners, and so we got to do that again. And then I was thinking, but if we do that, we're gonna have to at least get John on webcam, whatever. And John said, nope, I'm flying out. So here he is. I just picked him up at the airport a couple hours ago.
That was an easy decision, man. That was when you said, yeah, do you want a conference call in or something? I said, no, I gotta come out there. It's been so long since I've seen Vinnie. And I was looking forward to seeing you and Frank. I told you one time, I said, if I'm ever in Michigan, we got to see each other. So
Very
cool. It was really nice.
So committed to the industry. Really good
Could
stuff.
not say no.
So Frank,
can I just interrupt real quick? I just want to right off the top here, I want to say, on behalf of me and Muhammad and Tyler and Kevin and the rest of the crew, John from Elasticam, I apologize for stealing your room key a summer and a half ago. Is that when the takeover was?
Yeah, that was it was almost 2 years ago now.
Carnival Knowledge Fair. And I just want to say I apologize. We stole Todd's room key and went in and recorded a podcast of the Foreman Friends. I think it was episode number I think it was episode number 6.
Yeah, that's pretty close. I think it was more like 8, but I'm not sure. Either way, it's called The Takeover. Everybody should listen to it. If you haven't listened to it, it's
hijack the whole podcast.
Yeah, we took over and we actually recorded a podcast.
Sober, I think.
Yep. And Todd had no idea. And Jamie, thank you so much for helping us out behind the scenes to actually get it. This microphone is not doing good. No.
Yeah, we're having some technical issues. We'll get through it.
But
Jamie
helped us out behind the scenes, actually editing it and getting it published onto the platform. So appreciate it.
You got that one?
It's all positive buzz, and I take issue with what Todd mentioned. There's plenty of viewers. I know. For the last week, 10 days, I've been hearing the buzz about excitement of this show. Glad it's coming back. Give yourself a little credit. There's lots of interest.
I hope that's true.
Podcast.
Are you going to go in again? A little more, maybe?
What's that?
Are you going to get this kind of going a little more?
I'm gonna try to, for the longest time, I didn't want to do like remote,
Sure. That's fair.
I was like, and I knew deep down that it's kind of hard to get that many people in person, but I just wanted to keep it in person as much as possible. Yeah. But I'm realizing that I'm just going to have to start doing more remote, because then, sky's the limit on who you can get on. So yeah, that's probably what we'll do. So today we're going to start off maybe the first, half hour, 40 minutes or whatever. We're going to kind of figure everything out about Frank and your entire journey and everything, that you're all about. And then we're going to start to get into SPFA and what's all going on. All 4 of us have a schedule. There's a lot going on with SPFA.
It is going to be a big show. I'm excited to talk about it.
It's going to be fun. Vegas is always fun. And then we're also going to make sure that we talk a lot about the Spray Foam Worldwide event and everything Spray Foam Worldwide going on there too. So if you haven't been to one of the conventions and you're thinking about it, stop thinking and start booking those tickets and hotel rooms and all that. If you've been to one and you're still very intimidated, well, this might help, you to understand everything that's going on and what you want to be a part of and what you want to miss or, go gambling or whatever.
That's
so,
right.
So,
it's part of a community. And isn't that a great way to, lead this out, Todd, is that this industry, and in particular, this faction, this representative body of spray foam contractors, the manufacturers involved, suppliers, distributors, for the newbies out there that are on the fence, that don't really know, or you've gone once, but it was years ago, could have been pre-COVID, could have been right after. It's a new era.
Yeah.
And there are just so many, as we talked about, and we're going to get into the details of what goes on every day of a darn near a week in Las Vegas. But this community, this fellowship, and that's why I just appreciate the title of this podcast, Foam and Friends. You will find someone to connect with, guaranteed, either on the plane, exactly on the way there, or as you're waiting for your bag, at the bar, at a PCP certification event, the kickoff party at Spray Foam Worldwide. There's so many opportunities, even just on the expo floor, to not just have a business relationship and a conversation to build your company, which is also a big part of it that we'll get into.
For sure.
But these lifelong relationships and friends, you can't put a price tag on that, right?
I totally agree. I mean, I got John to fly all the way from Minneapolis. So
what a commitment.
Well, after a while, you accidentally realize all your friends are spray foamers.
Yeah, like, that's the only people that are your friends.
It seriously happens after you're at it for a while.
So let's get into Frank, and John and Vinnie, please, chime in with some questions, because I don't know how many questions I have, but let's just get started from the beginning. I mean, where'd you grow up?
Well, not too far from here. We're in Southfield, Michigan, Southeast Michigan, not that far from Detroit. I'm a mid-Michigan guy. In fact, my father was just like Vinnie. He's not too far from where I grew up in actually DeWitt, Michigan, but just 20 minutes north of the state capital.
Yeah.
And I got into this crazy world of association management because my father, Frank Mortl, I'm the third. My son, 7 years old, John knows him. A few folks around the spray foam community know Frank the Tank, my little boy.
Frank the Tank,
who
love
probably is going to get
there's
in.
A fourth?
There's a
you're
fourth.
Boy.
I'm the third.
Wow.
He's the fourth. He's either, you may have seen him on stage at Spray Foam Worldwide events or at Spray Foam Magazine Party. Anyway, he's either going to be a spray foam contractor or a game show host. We're not quite sure where he's going.
Frankie, we miss you. We can't wait to see you at the next Carnival Knowledge Fair.
He will be there. It was bells on. That kid loves anything to do with Spray Foam.
How old is he?
7.
Oh man, that's great.
Going on 27 and a half. He's an animal. He's going to be that future Frank the Tank from old school. But we love him. His mom and I spoil the hell out of him, and that goes into this theme of how I got to the world of SPFA and spray foam contracting in particular, is that my father was an association manager for 43 consecutive years. Who does anything for 43 consecutive years anymore? He was the president of the Michigan Oil and Gas Association from 1971 to 2014. He's still with us. He and my mom both live in DeWitt still. Together provide a wonderful lifestyle for my sister and I. So I'm going through middle school, high school. Career counselor says, what do you want to be? I said, I want to be like my dad. He's my hero, my best friend. And he's provided this terrific lifestyle that can really make an impact. It's are you set up to be a service provider? Does the work that you do going to contribute to others' success? I've never worked for a commission or a bonus. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but the work that I've done helps others flourish within their industry, within their sphere of influence. So fortunately for me, I had an opportunity very early in my career. I started in the hotel and the resort world, and then I got into my second big job was working for the Associated General Contractors. I was only 3-4 years out of college, and boy, learning about construction from that high level was profound in the greater Detroit area, but also throughout all of Michigan, and got a chance to engage with contractors. This was the big generals, right? But my job was to relate with the subcontractor community, the associated builders and contractors, and other opportunities to help these generals do really well. And I just fell in love with contracting and the contractors in particular, of course, the manufacturers and suppliers that are part of this industry. But I just felt it just resonated with me and what I felt I could bring to the table, whether it was trying to help them day to day with bidding, estimating, government affairs, really just being a good listener. And I feel like I've been fortunate, of course, being mentored by my father and a number of tremendous association professionals. Because when I took on these early jobs with the Michigan Hotel, Motel, and Resort Association, I was the membership guy. I'd travel all around trying to sell, oh, this is why you need to join, for all of the benefits that come with membership, whether it's a monthly fee or an annual fee. That's what these associations are built to provide, is that how much you can tap into the benefits will then allow you to maximize your membership, right? So I did that with the Hotel Association for 3 years as the membership guy. Then I got into the Associated General Contractors as a business development and marketing director, learned about how to effectively communicate. And by 3-4 years after that, apparently I'd done a pretty decent job, because one of the generals said, instead of helping all of our competition, 50 to 60 or so strong in the state of Michigan, why don't you come work directly for us? And it was the 2-year step away from the association management world, which I'm approaching hard to believe, 29 years doing this. I've been working out of college since 1997. I'm quite old compared to you young gentlemen. But I had this really wonderful experience to step away from the nonprofit world for 2 years to work for a general contractor and to learn the ins and outs of what it really meant to be a contractor at that level, and to coordinate bidding, estimating, project development, on-site workflows, and all of it. And it really opened my eyes, and again, helped me to just have a true appreciation and a desire to want to be in this world. But life gets in the way, and somehow my past world of association management caught the eye of a certain group in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I went to work there as the head of a scientific organization, the American Society of Gene and Cell Therapy, these brilliant scientists, and really was profound work. It gave me the opportunity at a very young age, I was only 26 at the time, to be able to run an association and be at the head of it and take on that heavy lifting of the responsibilities that come with being an association executive. Well, one thing led to another, and I always kind of had my eye on coming home to Michigan, because again, that was in Milwaukee. And there was at that point, I'd learned about philanthropy and donations and fundraising and what you could do from an influencer side, not necessarily for benefits derived by big companies, but by fundraising and taking on these monies to help patient communities or doctors, physicians, how they could be benefited by this nonprofit. And so I was doing that for these gene therapists. There was an opportunity back home in Michigan to be the executive director of the Michigan Lupus Foundation. So I took on that role around 2010 or so. Well, as I was kind of enjoying that for a few years, I got a call from the state of Texas. And I'd crossed paths years before with an association executive. And this is what got me back into the construction world. There was a gentleman, a wonderful man named Steve Muncie, who was president of the American Fire Sprinkler Association, AFSA. And long story short, he was looking to retire, but wanted to mentor someone for a year or so. And would I be interested? And I'll be darned if I didn't become the president of the American Fire Sprinkler Association 2014. Got down to Dallas, Texas. And what did that open my eyes as to what an association construction related, and having, again, those responsibilities of a bigger staff, financial resources, the firepower to actually help boots on the ground, in this case, subcontractors for the fire and life safety industry. And that was just an incredible experience for a lot of different levels, not only working with staff and a dedicated board, but number of committees and chapters, and having the scope, nationwide scope of influence, just really helped sharpen my skills. And while that was a wonderful job, and really enjoyed the travel that went with that, and the components, had my at the time fiance in Dallas with me, and we loved all of those experiences. Again, life takes a turn, and we get married in 2016, and then our little boy is expected in 2018, little Frankie, and we needed to come back home because that was based in Dallas, Texas. So we come back to Michigan again, or at least rather to the Midwest. So we tried to get closer to Michigan. So we ended up in Cincinnati, Ohio, which was a drive away from where our family was in Michigan, 4 to 5 hours, and ended up identifying a wonderful situation back with the scientists again, the American Conference of Governmental Industrial Hygienists, who handle and really specialize in occupational health and safety. They work with OSHA, they work with NIOSH, and both of those groups have been in the crosshairs for a lot of years, particularly with COVID and everything. But allowed us to get closer to home. And while that was again a very good experience working with individuals, what did Frank really have his eyes and his heart set on? It's getting back in the construction world. So even though I was very happy and enjoyed working on behalf of scientists and individuals and professional, members of associations, boy, when the scenario came up just fall of 2023 to represent SPFA, but the Spray Polyurethane Foam Alliance in its transitional role, going from which was, it's SPFA has been around almost over 50 years now. Oh. But we often say, even as staff, best kept secret in the industry. There's so much opportunity for growth. Now, COVID took the wind out of the organization's sails for a lot of reasons, as it did for a number of associations across the country, across the spectrum of industries, banking, education, healthcare, hospitality, construction. All those groups took a hit in some way or another due to the pandemic.
Right.
And SPFA was not immune to that either. But there was 2 particularly invaluable individuals that not only kept SPFA afloat, but helped to harbor these brilliant, which I'm going to get into in a moment, volunteers that have helped spearhead the success not only of SPFA, but the industry at large for several years. And those 2 particular staff members were Rick Duncan and Kelly Markavage. Kelly, talk about jack of all trades, ran not only the PCP programming, but the convention management, several committees, and was involved with just about every element of the organization. Rick, who had been the technical director for several years and did a wonderful job at that, took on the role of executive director through some of those very lean times. Well, not only did he do a heck of a job rightening the ship, getting things back on track post-COVID, but he was able to bring on a couple more staff members, brought back Lisa Smith, who had been on the staff several years prior, brought in a Linda Rapp, brought in a Lori Beyer to now start managing this bigger array of members and the different opportunities that are afforded these contractor members, manufacturer, supplier, distributor members. And so when I came on, I was employee number 5, because as I was coming in, Rick was rotating off the full-time staff and remains a consultant to the association in terms of technical services. But what's happened since we not only have been able to grow our staff, we're now up to 9 full-time staff members. But as we're going to get into, and it's not all about the show, because we believe, and so we've been told, and we want to offer these very valuable benefits all year long, not for just 5 or 6 days at a convention site, but whether it is the technical services, the professional certification program, the webinars, the opportunity to engage on a government affairs level, and all of the different mechanisms that come through engagement with the organization, and in particular, the relationships that we help to foster and cultivate. Boy, we're moving in a pretty darn good direction, and I couldn't be more proud. And yet I will also say, in addition to this being my dream job, sincerely, I have never, and I'm on the record on this in the podcast that we just launched recently, but I have never, of all the different industries and associations I've been involved with, and believe me, since 1997, I've seen a lot. In addition to those that I've worked directly for, I've been a member of the American Society of Association Executives. In fact, we have our own certification program at SPFA for professional certification. You go through and make sure that you know all the safety components and all the elements that go with being an effective contractor sprayer. I am a CAE, a Certified Association Executive, which is challenging to not only achieve in the first place, which I was able to obtain in 2015, but to maintain every year is it's quite rigorous. But the point of my story is, having seen all of these different associations around the country, around the world, I've truthfully never seen a more dedicated, committed, and knowledgeable set of volunteers than what we have currently at Spray Polyurethane Foam Alliance, led by our president, Ken Wells, who I know has a wonderful history with spray foam worldwide and the industry as a whole. But we couldn't get a better president. And the president before him, our immediate past president, Bonnie Strickler.
Mm-hmm.
I joke, and it's not a joke, and I've said this on stage and other places, we're going to build a statue to Bonnie someday. And he looks at me, and nobody laughs, because that is true. We wouldn't be where we are by any measure without Bonnie taking a risk on the industry, herself, and the association in 2012 to literally create a PCP program from scratch. And we are in good hands. We've had wonderful leadership in the past. I mentioned Brian Heldreth earlier and Tiffany Flame. Going forward, Ken rotates off the roles as president in July. July 1, he now becomes that immediate past president. Corey Peppig is coming in behind him. Who better to follow Ken with that perspective and the knowledge base of what needs to happen from a detailed contractor standpoint, but being so worldly and knowing the flow and the opportunities at hand from these, again, this important term I've been using, the relationships that are critical to really make it. We often say, and I'll probably say this one more time before the podcast ends, it's not a coincidence that the most successful spray foam contractors are members of SPFA.
Yeah.
And I'll put a period at the end of that sentence. That's not a coincidence, because if you join for $65 a month, $750 a year, I mean, what are we talking about? $65. When we get to Vegas in March, guys are having lunch. That's a lunch for 4 guys. 65 a month gets you membership, gets you all of these benefits that are listed very eloquently on our website, sprayfoam.org. It's really profound that there's a direct through line. You join as a member, and God forbid, if you were to engage at all, doesn't mean everyone has to be the most tremendous volunteer and sit on a board or sit on a committee.
Last year, and
you don't
anybody
have to
can do it.
You just get in and you take advantage of the benefits. You attend the webinars that are for free. You look at the tech documents, the tech tips. You talk to our membership person to extract benefits from business discount providers that range from Robert Niney and Business Solutions on how to optimize all the different pass-throughs that take part of a contractor's business, to Career Plug, to if you're looking to hire, how to do it more affordably in a better way. Litany of different business solutions there that we offer. It's really a wonderful opportunity at, we feel, a very affordable price range. It'd be one thing if it were 10 grand, $3 grand. It's not. It's $750 a year. And the reason we're able, and I'm been put in a position to succeed, is because of the volunteers. 26 board members, over 100 volunteers on our committees, 12 different committees, several of which are very technical, geotechnical applications, building envelope, and so on. It's a very, very, it's an invaluable resource to the spray foam industry, SPFA.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much for being a part of that.
Again, it's my pleasure. I tell the board often, I hope to retire from here. It is, I would never put my head on a swivel. Why would I? It's just, it offers everything. And at the end of the day, I'll say this to you guys, and of course my board's heard me say this, we have a hell of a lot of fun too. Yeah. And that's pretty cool. Yeah. It's nice to be able to, from a staff perspective and from a volunteer perspective, offer up, and we do a lot of work. I was on with my staff today. It's supposed to be an hour and a half staff meeting, almost 2 hours digging into all of the news that's fit to print from 9 different perspectives on what's going on, because we're just having a heck of a lot of fun. Because why? We're helping contractors fulfill their dream. Several, not every, but several of our members are mom and pop, independently owned business owners. They took a risk. They hung a shingle. They said, we want to not just spray foam, but maybe there's a way to, hang drywall, do some painting, do concrete lifting, roofing. There's so many opportunities, and all of those measurables can be supported by SPFA. Why wouldn't we want to be? So I made a real conscious effort when I came in, not only to recognize the talents of the staff that we had, but every single person we've brought in under my guidance, including Aubrey Bartow and Susan El-Hindi and Eddie Canales, if anybody knows Eddie, Caitlin Tenga, Jason Herder. They're all very, very smart, talented professionals every day. I mean, we do not take a day off ever. We are committed to the success of this industry, but they're also kind people. They give a damn. They really care. They are, again, these service providers that are built to help people, and they're not selfish. They're not in it for themselves. They're in it to support contractors. And that's just, I think, a real blessing to the industry overall.
Oh, sounds like you're having fun. So go back, because I think I missed it. When did you start with the SPFA?
So my start date was March of 24. So I'm not even 2 years in yet.
You're still a rookie, if you might say.
Right.
Wow.
And yet,
welcome to the industry.
I got a bunch of folks on our staff that are less service time than I do. But thank you. Again, part of the opportunity is I've got this experience in my back pocket within construction. And I think that really helped not just bridge a gap, but understand motivations and how to very quickly put manufacturers in a position to succeed within the industry. Same for suppliers, same for distributors. And at the end of the day, knowing that every decision we make, often, if not always, is tempered by, does this help put a contractor in Boise, Idaho, or Tallahassee, Florida, New York City, Southfield, Michigan? Does it help that contractor succeed? Yes or no? If it's not yes, then we likely won't do it, or we will find a better way to help every contractor succeed.
Oh, so I was thinking when you were talking about your going through this career and, going from this lupus foundation to this something else and something, I can't even imagine being like, all right, now I just took this job. I don't know anything about this, whatever.
Yeah.
And now I have to learn everything I can because I'm supposed to be kind of like a professional in this industry. Man, that must be something.
I tell you, and that's where the training, if you will, I grew up. I talk about little Frankie, 7 years old. I was about that age, maybe a little older, where now I wasn't just listening to the conversations that my parents were having, but I was starting to kind of clue in on board members and committee meetings and conferences. And what does this mean? And ultimately, it comes down to being a good listener, not just talking. 2 ears, one mouth. Listen twice as much as you talk. And so coming in, and you could ask Bonnie, Ken, these folks on our leadership team. Yeah, we talked often, but I listened to what their scenarios were for how to make the industry better. What worked, what didn't, what could we be doing perhaps slightly different, or what types of resources, how would we raise certain monies to be able to afford certain opportunities? But knowing that we operate lean and mean, we're not splashing money around left and right. We're trying to be very frugal with the opportunities we have, but we try and dig in again on the volunteerism. And as staff, we try to go the extra mile. But those learning curves for me have always been amplified or accelerated, if you will, by listening and really taking to heart what's being told to me by whom. But it's not Frank's association, never has been. It's always the volunteer leaders and the members at large. It's your association. You give me the tools, the direction, board of directors, I'll execute the vision on your behalf.
Well, you're a good talker too, because you're making it really easy on me. This, I don't have to keep digging them questions. You just keep going. I love that. Being some sort of a host, it's always nice to have someone who can just keep it going. So, when it comes to Las Vegas, what does that look like for someone in your position?
Well, it's very exciting. For one, I mean, we're in Las Vegas, for those that remember, same headquarter hotel in spring of 2024.
Yeah, Westgate.
At the Westgate Hotel. If anybody watched Pluribus on Apple TV, they just did a whole episode right at the Westgate. It's where Elvis used to have residency for 8 years, the old Hilton.
And that famous statue you can take a selfie with.
That's it, man. It's fun. It's contained. It's one of those things. Is it the splashiest on the strip hotel? No, but for our industry and for our event, we're excited to get back there. Yeah. It's so contained and
Don't
cool.
book it at the Bellagio. I mean, these are spray foamers,
It is. That's it, right? And so, will we be there forever? Who knows? But for this year, we are thrilled to know that when you're walking from your hotel room down the hallway, past registration in the coffee shop, through the casino, and down the hallway, past the restaurants, into the convention area, about every third person you're going to see is going to have our logo, our ribbon, our lanyard on. You're going to know your buddies. You're going to recognize people. And if you don't, you're going to have a real nice opportunity to make some new friends. And that's really cool. You get too spread out in some of these other bigger places. Nothing against that. That's fun. And who knows what our future is like as we grow. But for March of 26, we're excited to get back to Vegas and the Westgate in particular. And we've got this theme of learn, share, and grow. And by each one of those, it means, of course, the expo is super cool. And we were sold out, believe it or not. I mean, I've been doing these expos again, almost 30 years. You know, as we lead up to a March convention, let's say, if we could get that last booth sold in January, maybe around the holidays, that would have been cool. We sold out that expo, gentlemen, in August of last year.
Oh, wow.
The manufacturer community, think about that. The suppliers, the distributors, they know this is the place to do some business. Why? Because we had over 2,500 people come to Vegas in 2024 in March. By far the largest attendance that this industry's ever had for one convention at one place in time. Biggest for SPFA. Yeah. We have high hopes to get at least that, if not more. I mean, hell, we might be closer to 3,000. And think about that, 3,000 or so contractor, manufacturer, distributors, spray foam worldwide folks, spray foam magazine advocates. This is going to be really cool. So we've got this opportunity to learn from each other and to have contractors be taught the latest, greatest, the cutting edge. Everything we're bringing to the table in March is going to be 2026 market ready. And that's something else I'm not sure everyone in every industry can say. We've got the cutting edge. We've got learning tracks, for example, on AI. Not just one breakout, but multiple sessions on AI. We've got a Spanish speaking track. Again, not one, but we've got Spanish speaking instructors doing at least 5 breakouts for a Spanish speaking and hungry audience for that information. Yeah. That's really cool. We've got a women in spray foam panel. We've got an international panel. We've got a roofers coffee shop panel. We are going to learn and, again, have a hell of a lot of fun doing it at the same time with tools. And again, this is one of those things that's easy to say, Frank, is this really true? Tools for those attendees to literally take back into the shop, to the team, to the crew, job site, bid room, estimating plans. You take this information and you directly apply it. So then April through December of this year, if not into when we get to Fort Worth, and that we'll tease that later, but Fort Worth in 27, these tools that you obtain in Vegas will help grow your business legit.
Yeah.
It's I have something to piggyback off that. Stacy, my right hand, and we're like partners, teammates. We work together every day, but she always comes to the events with me and we go together. And several years ago, we had gone to the convention. We sat through classes and she was digging through her desk this week and she found a bunch of just scrap pieces of paper that she had jotted notes down on. And it was all these kind of goals and things we want to work on, implement in the business. That's and that was probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Wow. And
she's reading off this list of all these little notes she took and to-do lists of the things we need to do in our business to make us more streamlined, more legit, more professional. And it was like, oh, we've done that. We did that. Oh, wow. We have that in place. And it was like a 5-year-old list that,
yeah,
I don't know that we had goals from the SPFA that we've actually implemented. And those ideas must have been planted there. And over the years, we've slowly gotten everything into place. And that was pretty cool. And that happened.
Great story.
2 days ago.
Wow, so that's awesome. Great. Hey, let's touch on you, Vinnie, because you just got like a whole new. What do you guys did a facelift on your? Isn't that what it was?
Yeah, we got a new office and we're getting settled in there. It's pretty cool.
That's nice. I saw pictures.
You have to come by and check it out.
I know. I do.
Got that nice elk that Brian took me on and was able to shoot that, so that was fun.
Nice.
You got that mounted in there?
Oh, it's mounted in there.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that was kind of fast.
Yeah, my buddy's dad. He's just like, give me some whiskey and we'll hook you up. And he had it done in like a week or two. So
wow.
Yeah,
it's a worthwhile trade.
Yes. So new office is going great. We're getting settled in there. It's kind of weird. Like it's like imposter syndrome having like that nice of office now. It's like, is this really mine? But it's cool. So that's been a blessing.
Congrats.
What else?
Don't you have another kid on the way or something?
We just had another baby.
Well,
Oh yeah,
congratulations.
I can't compete between. I can't keep up between you and Dan Warshevsky. You guys are having kids like crazy.
Yeah, somebody's got to do
Dan?
it. Yeah.
How many kids does Dan have?
He just had another one. I think he's got 4 now.
I hope he's coming to
I think
Vegas.
so.
I haven't seen him in a while.
I think he just went to the roofing expo.
Oh,
He
he was just
did.
in Vegas for that.
It sounds like he's going to be going back. I just talked to him. So
Nice.
Yeah, great.
yeah. So things
What's going on personally with you, John?
Well, not much. I just, just hearing Vinnie talk, it brings me back because we didn't really have a lot of time to kind of catch up and stuff. We got into the podcast studio here and just started talking, but the memory that I have of Vinnie, the first time I ever met him was at SPFA
San Antonio
2022 in San Antonio, and he won a generator. And it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. He wins this generator, and we party and we go through the convention. And like the next day, I'm talking to Bill, and he said, "Did you know that Vinnie like desperately needed a generator and was like
my life.
praying on it?"
God.
He was like praying on it and everything. And then this dude, super nice guy. I remember that following summer seeing you in Minnesota at the Carnival Knowledge Fair. Was Stacy with you?
Yeah.
And just, being able to see that. So it's awesome to see you. You look great. I love your hair. It's getting long.
I told my wife I'm not shaving it until I kill another elk because Brian's got me totally hooked.
Okay.
So
well, you got to have goals, man.
Yeah.
Screw business goals, huh? So that was just, it's great to see you. And it reminds me of some of those moments at spray foam conventions that, it's you can't, I always say this to people, you can't put a dollar value on coming to the convention and participating, and I'll get into this in a little bit, but you can go for free and there's ways to do that. So but you never know who you're going to meet, and you don't know that you needed to meet that person, and that happens at the spray foam convention every year. And it's about, these little moments of connection, whether it's almost like a college campus. When you're going into the breakout sessions, you learn all the stuff and you go out into the hall and somebody has a comment and you start talking about something, you ask questions, go back and forth. And so much learning takes place just by networking and just kind of chatting with other guys, and then going to some event or some, party or whatever. You're gonna not only the convention is not about growing your business directly. It's about making connections, relationships, challenging yourself to think in new creative ways, being humble enough to take advice from others who are experts and veterans in the industry, and then putting that into place in your own business. So it will be a side effect that you might grow your business, might instill other strategies to make your employees more, happier, or whatever it might be, or make your customers happier, or serve them better, or whatever it is. But it's those little connections that you make throughout the entire experience. And do you have to be an outgoing guy like Frank? No, you do not. You don't have to talk. You can absorb it, like Vinnie. Vinnie,
touch on that.
Exactly. You're an introvert.
I didn't always put myself out there, but I've realized like the more you immerse yourself, keep going, keep showing up, you make these friendships and these relationships. I don't always go out of my way to meet everybody like I should to do these networking things. But over the years, I've been at it 10 years now and try to show up to everything, and you make the friendships. So just keep going, keep putting yourself out there. And I've made a lot of relationships. So.
It's about taking yourself, and I like the way that John just described that, out of your comfort zone and putting yourself into not something where you have to chat up everybody, but you can go to the expo floor, for example, and allow yourself to be sold a bit, or to have these conversations on the newest, latest equipment, or what's the latest foam product. What these distributors are there, these suppliers are there, the manufacturers themselves are there. If it's not in your comfort zone to meet and greet and mingle and hang out and shake hands with everybody, that's fine.
Let the exhibitors do it.
Let them do it. And
they are there to serve you.
Job, and they love it. And the other side of it is take a chance. And I dovetail off of what John directly said. Take a chance on yourself. Take a chance on yourself growing your business, whether or not it is a direct one-to-one correlation of you go and all of a sudden next month you start making more money. That's not necessarily it. It takes time. These things have to marinate and mature over time. But put yourself in a position to succeed by buying a plane ticket, getting your butt out to, in this case, Las Vegas, who can essentially fly there from almost anywhere in the country. Vegas is built that way. It's great. You get to Vegas and you go to the Spray Foam Worldwide Kickoff Party, go play cornhole, or walk through their rig show, see what's going on with their spray competition. Come to the expo. John made a point. There isn't the biggest cost barrier either. We give expo only passes to those that are aligned with Spray Foam Worldwide to give that opportunity to see what others are doing and why they're taking advantage of the full conference experience that include breakout sessions and all the rest of it. But there is this there's different parts and different pieces that can be aligned for every single contractor in the industry.
If nothing else, it's fun.
Well, and isn't that the bottom line? Because life is short too, right?
So in fact, let me tell a quick story. So a guy just messaged me 2 days ago. His name is Dawson. So shout out Dawson if you're listening to this. But Dawson asked me, he said, I really want to try to go to the convention this year, but funds are really low. I'm not even sure if we're able to, get a plane ticket. And I said, trust me, if you can just get a plane ticket to get out to Vegas or do whatever,
we'll find a way.
I will tell you how to get a first year starter experience for free. And he said, oh my God, how? And this was in Messenger. And I said, here's the thing. You come in on Sunday night, you leave on Wednesday. That's the bare minimum, right? If you can make it on Sunday, you go register for the Spray Foam Magazine party, which is Sunday night.
Yeah. And
I gave him the link to register for that. And then on Monday, there's the Spray Foam Worldwide rig show and kickoff party, which is all day. I mean, it's
something going
from
on
11 to 2. It's absolutely free. And to register for that, if anybody's wondering right now, SFWWparty.com. You register, it's absolutely free. Yeah. You can network. It's a killer experience, outdoor spray booths, freebies, giveaways. We're giving away 2 rigs, all that kind of stuff. And it goes into the evening and then it ends at 11 PM. The next day, you want to go to the exhibit hall. When you register at SFWWparty.com, you get a free expo hall 1-day pass for that following Tuesday.
Yep.
I said, that's how you can go for free. And he said, this is amazing. I had no idea. And I said, well, you'll also get some information when you register for our event about upgrading and potentially going into the breakout sessions for a day. And that cost, I believe it is for a non-member, I believe it's $425.
I think that's right.
$425 for a either Tuesday or Wednesday only. And if you want to upgrade for $745 non-member price, that's both days. And that allows you to get into the exhibit hall and the breakout sessions. Yeah. And like you were just saying, Frank, the exhibit hall, I mean, these are distributors, manufacturers, other industry folks that they want to get to know you. They want to try to understand your problems. They want to understand you so that they can help you and potentially get you as a customer at some point. So it's such a great opportunity to go there because they're going to get to know you. They're going to talk to you. If you have questions, great. If you don't, you can walk on to the next one. And it's just every time, right? You know this, Vinnie. You walk that exhibit hall, it's like you're shaking hands with so many people and you're bound to create some friendships and some potential resources.
Well, you're 100% right. And this industry is so great in that regard. I've been around these other, either it's construction related industries or other groups. It's so competitive. Everybody's out to just keep themselves afloat. That is the opposite here. In addition to the manufacturers, suppliers, and distributors that are just compelled to help you grow your business, I've seen it where contractors themselves, what helps them grow is when they get their competition to be better sprayers, because it's chucking a truck that ruins it for their pocket of industry. Evan Peltier can tell you in the Boston, Massachusetts area, it's the dumb contractors that do a shitty job. And all of a sudden, my gosh, they can't get work for X amount of time. If they could raise that level, get folks to participate in either the PCP program or just come to the convention. You make a lot of good points, John, about how you can maximize economically the opportunity here. And I'll take it one step further.
Please do.
So where you mentioned about the 1-day passes for the breakouts, and that might be a little upsell and come to this or that, this opportunity to come into the expo hall for 2 days at no cost, just because you're there for Spray Foam Worldwide. It's a marathon, not a sprint to me, to my leadership team, to SPFA. We're not in it to get as much money as we can out of you contractors this year. We want your involvement in your company's growth for years, if not decades. And another element, when you're factoring in the flight and the room cost, which is only $142. You talk coming in on Sunday, leaving Wednesday is a great example. $142 a night. I mean, we're in Southfield, Michigan. Go to Red Roof Inn. That's about the cost. That's for Las Vegas. Yeah. That's a really affordable cost. And then this year, we're feeding everyone for free at the expo hall. Free lunch. Hell of a good lunch too.
Oh wow.
On Tuesday and on Wednesday. So there's meals right there for 2 days, at least for lunch. Load up that you won't have to then spend as you're going through your total economic plan for the week. And you get spoiled when you go to Spray Foam Worldwide on that Monday.
And you do. I mean, you get spoiled the entire convention from Sunday all the way through the week. It's amazing, especially if you're a contractor, you're bringing a spouse or a friend or an employee or your sales guy. It's all above. And I just wanted to dovetail on what you said earlier about the Westgate. The Westgate is such a phenomenal venue. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's nice. It's comfortable. There's 100%. Great restaurants. It's centrally located. We have free shuttles going from there to the Spray Foam Worldwide Kickoff Party and back and forth. Are you guys doing shuttles to the golf?
We are. We've got shuttles to Top Golf. We've got shuttles to our sporting clay. For anybody that's interested in firing off a 12 gauge, we're going to have a lot of fun on Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
But it's so convenient to John's point for everything.
It really is.
Well, let's get into some of that scheduling. But before we do, let's just make sure that we've said everything about, anything we need to know about you, Frank, before we get off that subject.
Gosh, don't get me started.
Right? Gotta be maybe,
we got 3-4 hours. We want to bore the audience?
Well, let me just say,
like a spelling bee
Michigan
winner.
State's got a big game this week against Michigan in basketball. We're number 7, they're number 3. So
let me just say, on behalf of Spray Foam Worldwide leadership, a lot of contractors I know, Todd, a lot of the industry, we really appreciate the job that you've done so far, Frank. Wow, you've come in, you've hit the ground running. We appreciate you. We've become friends. I would have never thought it would be this easy to replace someone like Rick. And I also want to just say Bonnie. Oh my gosh, you're absolutely right about her.
What a saint.
Everything you said. Yes, we will create a statue of Bonnie one of these days, but we thank you so far. And what do you have to say about Frank? Anything?
Well, I will tell you a little quick story. Vinnie just by and by came to my home last year because I needed help with leveling the concrete for my driveway.
Okay.
Here, my kid and I are playing basketball every day, tripping and falling. We only got poured in 21. Here it's 40 years later, just over 4 years later. It's already 1.5 inches in certain spots. Dipped, came in. I have a level driveway. This
good job,
master
Vinnie.
over here on concrete lifting, which is a big part of the future. I know we don't want to get too deep in every technical component, but SPFA has already put together a work group led by our president, Ken Wells. Imagine a PCP certification in concrete lifting.
That'd be cool.
I can't believe we're there. I mean, I would have never thought, but that is possible.
And what a huge component for anyone interested. If you don't know about concrete lifting, you probably do. But if you think, should I dip my toe in this water? It is worthy to at least explore. Reach out to SPFA or other contractors that are doing it, like Vinnie. And that's, again, Vinnie, he's going to take your call because he's a hell of a good guy. But also, this industry wants to support each other. And you've got those resources through Spray Foam Worldwide, through SPFA. Reach out to your fellow.
But did Vinnie
comrades.
and the Mid-Michigan Spray Foam crew do a good job?
Oh, my God.
Did you leave a rating?
Was there.
Did you?
Vinnie was doing it.
Okay. Did you leave a rating and review on Google for him?
I tell you, what's great is to have not only this real world experience with a fellow local contractor, but again, to tell this story. We talked about Vegas recently. Folks were in town just a week and a half ago for the International Roofing Expo. I was there for that and the World of Concrete. And I, believe me, had my ear to the ground and meeting with a lot of folks because of SPFA, we're making some moves. Don't want to share every secret because we're not down a path yet where we can fully explain what we're up to. But we are excited about the world of concrete lifting and what that means for the benefit deliverables on behalf of SPFA members.
I'd like to chime in one more thing about the convention guys. Owning your own business can be pretty lonely, like you're on an island all by yourself. And I experienced that a lot in the earlier years. Like somebody else know what I'm going through or what's going on here, worried about the work and worried about getting it done right and your equipment running and it's cold and your gun jams. So in the earlier days going to this convention, kind of like it was just
it's intimidating.
Well, hearing guys say like, I'm going through that too, and I'm having this problem and work's slow for me right now, and what are you doing to get more work? And you're around like thousands of people going through the same crap that you go through every single day trying to make a business work.
Comforting.
And that is very comforting too, just to be around your people, and you're not alone. Everybody's going through the same crap. So that's right. So it's nice to get down there.
Well, it's also humbling that nobody's a freaking business expert. You know, you've got what's his name? They're launching like an academy for business. He just posted about it on Spray Foam Worldwide yesterday. I don't remember, but regardless, it's nobody's a business guru, you know?
Sure.
But you go back and listen to episodes of Foam and Fred's podcast, listen to the upcoming Foam It Right podcast with Frank and Eddie, listen to Spencer Lund's podcast. You know, go back and listen to those, search them up and follow a couple. And because there's a lot of times where there's some really good nuggets in those podcasts that get revealed. And it's that one little idea that can help you kind of get out of a rut or identify somebody. And not just that, you don't have to, you can go on Spray Foam Worldwide, a couple times a week or whatever it is, and do a search or whatever. And you can almost always find somebody that is going through something that you can relate to, and you can engage in that conversation and help somebody else out, or get some help yourself, or find somebody that is going through a problem that you are, and then private message them, you know, through Facebook Messenger or whatever, and do that.
Or
a lot of great
a similar problem and found a way out of it. I'll give another resource. Shout out to Robert 90, who runs a wonderful spray foam advisor business. And you know, we had a marketing committee or meeting recently in our chair. Candace Lord swears by the use of Robert 90's guidance and what he's done. But that's one opportunity. We have a number of consultants at SPFA, but Robert in particular is going to be giving a business seminar at the SPFA convention. During what day is that? It is I've got it here.
That's got to cost like what, $1,000?
No, it's not. It's actually very, very affordable.
No, I'm kidding. I was trying to tee you up.
Robert 90. Oh yeah,
it's like $500.
Well, yeah, it's again worth it. But it's on profitability, taxes, marketing, sales, estimating, risk management from 8 to 5 on Sunday. That's you miss certain things with the sporting clay, but it's worth it if you need that type of guidance from an expert like Robert.
All right, I know it's kind of late in this podcast to be talking about this, but I was reminded that there might be some people that are extremely new to spray foam, or just kind of been on an island and haven't really gotten out. So in 30 seconds or less, Frank, tell me, what is the SPFA?
It is a collection of very talented, hardworking, and committed contractor-led volunteers, staff, mixed with manufacturer, supplier, distributor representatives to help contractors grow their business.
Perfect. Good job. That was very done.
Have you done that before?
And within 30 seconds. And John, in 30 seconds or less, what is Spray Foam Worldwide?
I'm John. I'm with Spray Foam Worldwide. Have been for the last 5 years. So Spray Foam Worldwide is like a social club. We have a private Facebook group, an online community, and it is free 24/7 support, whether that's tech support, business support. You can get camaraderie, friendships. You can see posts. You can ask questions, and it's kind of the hub that brings us all together in this community. And then our events are twice a year. We do the kickoff party to the SPFA Spray Foam Convention, and we have a summer event called the Spray Foam Worldwide Carnival and Knowledge Fair. And the kickoff party is something that we've been doing since 2016, and it is meant to be that buffer zone where you can go and socialize and meet some people and really like get ready for the next few days of learning and networking and creating these business relationships by starting off in a social environment first.
Awesome. Good job. All right.
Or win two
let's move into
or win a spray foam rig.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
or a generator.
Or a generator. Or a Mach 1.
How about
Lots
a
of door prizes.
1979 Ford Bronco?
Or,
from
yeah,
last
that
year.
too.
Really
Box
cool.
truck, maybe.
I went into the cab of that. It smelled like 1979. I mean, I'm older than
The
you guys.
Bronco?
I remember watching the Dukes of Hazzard when they premiered, and it was awesome.
So the Bronco we gave away this past summer, Don Feast won. And Don, if you're listening, sorry,
Don.
but
He's
you know,
awesome.
he is stressing hard right now. He's got to put the SFWW license plate on.
Oh,
And he doesn't have enough characters, and so he's trying to figure that out right now. So
figure it out, man.
But we're looking forward to seeing that down the road. Add to
Such
the
a
collection.
cool giveaway.
All right, before we get into the schedule, I've got a few things that I brought in. I want to share, just like, you know, fun stuff. Right?
Okay.
So there's a place up north that was is a Pinconning, Michigan.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was up there yesterday at the cheese shop, and I got some things. So some snacks if you guys want some. First off, is fudge a big thing in Minnesota?
No.
Okay, it's
No.
not. Fudge is a big thing in
Mackinac
Michigan.
Islands,
Yeah.
Central
Michigan.
up by Nathan Lang and all that in the center of Minnesota and north. Yes, it is.
Nice,
Is
nice.
it? It is
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Absolutely.
I got some dark mint. We're just gonna send these around, and if nobody eats it, that's fine. And if you guys pick out,
Very
that's fine
kind,
too.
Todd.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Nathan
yeah. So
Lang, I've
Is
been
that
hearing good
chocolate
things
mint?
about this guy.
Yeah.
that
Well,
is, dark
He's way up there
chocolate
in
mint
northern
fudge.
Minnesota.
yeah, kind of central North Minnesota. And Nathan is doing a breakout session this year, which I don't want to miss.
He's come on my radar lately. I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
hang
it's
out
called "Is It Them or Is It Us?" And it's about
It's definitely them.
yeah, it's about
Nice.
leading people in a business
And
like
isn't that
like this.
I've picked his brain
Critical.
just in an airport last year
It's
about
awesome.
employees and stuff like that. So it's cool to see him teaching class. And he just got an awesome new shop I saw.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, like he just finished that up. So
Well, I understand he knows
That's
Corey
cool.
Pepping pretty well. So
Absolutely.
does that help him or not? I suppose that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
All right. Next thing I got is
Those aren't cheese curds, are
these
they?
are cheese curds. These are
No.
These are horseradish.
Cold.
Do you like
Ooh.
horseradish?
I do. Yeah.
I do too.
I fear change.
Remember, I spent a little time in Milwaukee. Those are a delicacy.
Do you like horseradish?
Hell
Do you-
yeah.
like
and
yeah.
the cheese curds. Though.
Well, these are
I'll
horseradish. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So they look like they got a little hair on them, like they're a little weird, but it's actually just the horseradish, the actual vegetable.
Wow.
So they look kind of weird, but they're actually delicious. I have
I
one
tried
already.
one of those.
I think I'll just try that.
That's great.
All right, and then the next thing I got.
Oh, very good. They actually squeak a little bit,
Yeah,
as they're supposed to.
very creamy. Ever had pickled eggs before?
No, I
Deer
have not.
camp.
You're
Every
not gonna try these. Are
No
you?
way.
Did you go deer hunting? You go deer hunting. We have those at deer camp.
But these are
Not me.
smoked. These are smoked pickled eggs.
Those are fantastic.
I know it, right? So I actually at home I make pickled eggs with just my leftover dill juice from leftover pickles.
Sure.
This is great.
Oh, it's so good, Vinnie. You
People
got-
You
from
shoot elk. Though. You don't
yeah, like
go
you.
for whitetail
I'm
deer?
new at it.
You've had things that are worse than this before. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, imagine
that's as
pickled-
bad as my liver jerky I brought you a couple episodes ago.
People from other parts of the country are like, "What
Yeah,
is this?"
exactly. Well,
All right,
these Midwesterners, they used to have pickled
Pickled
pig's feet up at deer
eggs.
camp. 30
I mean, that I
curd.
can see, but
That's
this is
pretty awful.
okay. A pickled egg really gets a bad name because
No, it's
it's
very
like
good.
people are like, "What, dude? It is a hard-boiled egg soaked in like pickle juice.
Brine,
That's
yeah.
all it is. That's
Nice.
literally all it is."
I don't like
But anyway-
pickles. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
problem.
All right. Well, you don't
Serve
like
me up
pickles? You don't like dill?
I'd take one. Serve me up one.
Sorry.
Here you go. Okay, here.
Oh,
I'll give you
that's
that.
However you
great.
want to- I'll
I'll give you.
serve myself.
Gotta have some fun around here, you know. Here
I
you
mean,
go.
it's only 10 degrees outside, but it feels like -2.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
we got that going for us.
All
And
right,
it's
here we
nice
That
and
fudge is
comfortable
good.
in here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, see that vinegar just soaks right into the egg white.
Vinegar should be a cleaner, not a
Cleaner?
not a food source.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Let me see.
I like it.
Let me see that was okay. Yeah. Really good
It makes the egg a little bit the consistency of it's a little bit
Oh,
different.
that's
but
delicious.
So
Yeah,
it's a smoke.
yeah.
There's a smoky flavor in that too.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, John.
I'm still full from Chipotle.
Whatever.
Smoked pickled eggs from
You ain't got no room for an egg.
Of course
That's
I do.
fantastic.
Mm.
What are you doing in pecaning?
Driving around.
Nice.
Yeah.
Working?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I was like, I actually stopped off to get gas, and it's right next door.
Perfect.
And I was just kind of thinking, I don't even feel like getting out of my car. It's so cold, like I don't even want to like get back in my car after pumping gas and then drive, next door and then get out of my. I was like, yeah, quit being so lazy. So I did.
Yeah, we threw in the towel this week, even trying to foam. So
really,
it's just
it's.
I should have called it last week, but I didn't. So 2 weeks in a row, putting everybody through that I felt bad. So we shut her down.
How big your crew
hard
right now?
Oh, about 30 guys.
That's a big crew.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's
you.
great.
Yeah,
that's great. Well, I saw your rig when you came to my house. Everything very impressive.
Thank you.
Mid-Michigan spray foam, folks.
Thank you. Shout out.
Okay. Well, as John gets ready to think about eating one of these eggs, we'll talk about what's happening. So let's just start right from the beginning. This is the end of March. One thing's been told to me, this is right in the middle of March Madness. So
yeah,
if you want to be,
brought that up.
You want to be gambling on your team. There's
so for
sports
folks
books all over town.
There are a lot of people that just come to Vegas anyway, right? That Thursday, Friday, first round, second round, Saturday, Sunday, they're coming in anyway. If you are interested in coming to the SPFA's convention, anything related to spray foam worldwide, book your hotel room now. The nice thing that it's hotels. You can always cancel within X amount of days, but book now before this $142 rate per night at the Westgate goes away.
Yes.
And because there's just pressure, we have a room block, but once that the date expires, which I've got on here by February 26th, that's when the room block expires. February 26th, ahead of in March, 22nd convention.
So you have a month, but it could potentially fill up before
now,
that. So.
What's the downside? If you're on the fence about going, book it, and then if things really go south, you always cancel. But there is March Madness, and that's going to be sweet because in addition to us being there Thursday and Friday for PCP, things really start get rocking and rolling on Saturday and Sunday for free field exams. Spray foam magazines party on Sunday, and imagine all the great basketball that's going on again. Michigan State, they could be a 2 seed, 3 seed. Let's show some love for my Spartans. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And March Madness combined with this show, great timing.
Did you go to Michigan State?
Yeah. So if I haven't already tipped my hand, I went to Michigan State for undergrad and law school, and I bleed green. So I've been a season ticket holder for Michigan State basketball, for example, since 1995. Wow.
You're like
Tom Izzo's first year,
wow.
And go to a ton of Michigan State football games, and we're okay.
Have you ever met Tom?
I have actually. I've not only have met him. It's a long story, but he grew up in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, in Iron Mountain, Michigan. Same town as my father.
Oh, cool.
My father knew his father, who was a cobbler in Iron Mountain, Michigan. And so there's a little bit of a situation there. In fact, his best friend in the world, Steve Mariucci, was his uncle married my great aunt or something like that. So
that's cool.
Yeah, Tom couldn't be a better ambassador for college basketball as a whole. Michigan State University, certainly. We've got a new football coach, Pat Fitzgerald. We're excited about. We've got a fantastic fundraising initiative for $1 billion called the Sparta Initiative. So things are looking up for Michigan State University athletics.
That's awesome.
Real quick, we were just talking about educational opportunities and these breakout sessions to learn about business. Where we're not inherently business gurus, right? And I mentioned the academy that's starting. His name is Kurt Jansen. I believe Kurt and Beyond Foam are longtime SPFA members.
I think you're right.
He's been active in spray foam worldwide for years. They're out of Western Canada, and him and his brother-in-law Kevin are just launched Tusk Corporate Anthropology. Nice. So Tusk, and here he is making a post on spray foam worldwide. So that's Kurt, and search for Kurt Jansen and Tusk on spray foam worldwide.
Absolutely. In fact, Eddie Canales, anybody that knows Eddie, just salt of the earth Eddie from down in Houston, he set me up with a really nice Zoom meeting recently with Kurt. And I have every confidence that they're going to do very, very well for this type of specialized, call it coaching, call it mentorship, call it professional development. Good for them. And they are, out in Western Canada, and there's so much going on with Canada contractors. You mentioned Mo earlier.
Mohammed's gotten it. He's taken a lot of risks, and he's done some good things, especially even back in the days when I was with Crego. But there's resources left and right everywhere. You just got to look. You got to find them. Keep your eyes.
It's the good and the bad. If there, not say it's a bad thing, but if there's one element in this industry that is challenging the most from where I sit as an association executive. It is a splintered, it's a very fractured industry. It's alphabet soup between SPFA and Spray Foam Worldwide and Spray Foam Magazine and Spray Foam Coalition.
That's why we're here.
Now there's the NAFA, which seems really like a cool group out of Canada. They've got me speaking at their convention in Niagara Falls this May. That'll be great. But that's NAFA. I mean, you can get lost in all of this. So it really is incumbent upon contractors in particular to reach out, talk to your distributor that you trust, talk to a supplier that you trust, another contractor that you trust. Vinnie, I use Vinnie's story all the time. I hope you don't mind if I say this, or if you want to say the distributor, but he said, listen, he's at my house last year on this move or that move and how to engage. He said, I trust my distributor. And if they tell me to jump, I say how high and where to go and what to buy and who to engage with. And, good folks there. But you remember having that conversation with me, and I believe that's true. You just need to ask the right questions in a lot of cases of where to juke and where to jive and where to put in what is very limited time, energy, and resources.
And another great resource is Eddie Canales of the SPFA. He's the membership development manager, the new co-host of the upcoming Foam It Right podcast by so him and Frank are going to be doing this. But Eddie, I was on that Make It Right, or not Make It Right, but the Eric Gladson, Todd Bolton.
Oh, the charitable activity.
Save the world.
Saving the world one set of foam at a time is kind of the brand. But it's every once in a blue moon project where we all get together to help somebody in need. But anyways, Eddie was on site there, of course, and Wisconsin. I was talking to him. And we're talking about just like different resources and where to learn and how to get ideas and stuff like that. He is very well read. So if you want any recommendations on books on either business or communications or kind of strategy, sales, things like that, he's read a lot of really good books. So
I mentioned sales in particular because he is selling SPFA to contractors and whatnot. But what is a big part of your business, as you all know, as contractors listening and watching this podcast? You got to sell your business against fiberglass, against another contractor or truck in the truck. Sales, communications, and the ability to clearly define and identify who you are, not just what your price will be, but of course that's a big part of it, but what it means for the on-site application of this product is a big part of it. And you make a great point about Eddie, who's just the nicest guy and very, very knowledgeable on a lot of things. He is pretty darn well read, isn't he? And just a great ambassador for our industry.
And he will help you understand how to articulate the value of SPFA membership. You see on I think you can see it on there, the Frank's logo on his shirt. So that's the SPFA logo. If you become a member, you get that membership card, and you don't have to become a member, especially if you're just coming into the Spray Foam show for the first time. The path is you can take whatever you want. You don't necessarily have to become a member, but Eddie is the type of guy that will help you articulate the value you get out of SPFA membership, the value you get out of becoming certified through the SPFA, and how you translate that as a value proposition to your customer, whether that's a homeowner, builder, remodeler, architect,
well
etc.
said, John. It's really about how to leverage the relationships you have. And again, as John was mentioning, whether it's SPFA or Spray Foam Worldwide, you'd be surprised at how that can help compel or convince a decision maker in the building world to hire you versus someone else. And just having that sticker on your hard hat or on your truck, SPFA, Spray Foam Worldwide. And over time, and we're gaining some traction, and I don't know if this is the exact right time to talk about this, Todd, but imagine if in conjunction with Spray Foam Worldwide and a greater industry, we could find an alternative to our value. I was talking to a group earlier today.
Let's talk about it.
Well, our value, even just we were talking with this videographer, and we said, "Oh, you guys built a house, own a house. Ever heard of our value?" Of course, I know our value. Go into Ace Hardware, and it's there on the fiberglass and this and that. Yeah. What year do you think that came out? I don't know. The 1970s. Try 1945.
Wow.
My mom was born in 1945. I know what 80 years old is.
So you're saying our value is out of date.
Our value is let's call it this way. Let's put it this way. The science has evolved, believe it or not, since 1945. Spray foam wasn't even thought of, didn't exist in 1945. Of course, any grading, any type of element that is assigned to a value with fiberglass is going to lean better towards our value than a component and a chemical makeup that wasn't even in existence at that time. So what's happened? We mentioned Ken Wells. and just spectacular leader, person, contractor, you name it. And I mean all that sincerely, to where he has taken on this monumental task. I asked him, it's funny, I came in March of 24. He became president in July of 24. Knew that he was in that role. He had been vice president for almost 2 years. And I always try to 3 initiatives to each incoming president, because their term goes by fast, whether it's 1 year or 3. For Ken, it's 2 years. He'll be, as I mentioned before, rotating into the immediate past president position this July. But I said, Ken, what would you like to try and accomplish? And let's get ahead of that. And I can help spearhead some initiatives with our collaborators at Spray Foam Worldwide and staff members and other volunteers. And he said, well, I'd certainly like to help with this transition of staff leadership, and from Rick to Frank, and from all this hopeful growth, which we now have accomplished on staff. We're at 9, and we like being at 9. That's kind of a good number for us. We don't want to get too top heavy with administrative support. But he said, I want to see that through. And he's done just excellent job at that, in my opinion. He's also said, there's this marketing component that comes with all of the good communication things. You can see it with Bill Bilbin and John Fredkove and Spray Foam Worldwide and other groups in our ecosystem that are great at telling the story. SPFA, again, I mentioned it before, best kept secret. We need to do something different and better. So we brought on Aubrey Bartow, and I've got a little bit of a background on how to effectively market. And we think we're improving there. We've still got ways to go, but we're better, certainly under Ken's leadership. But the third component, he said, is imagine, Frank, if we could get something else, this alternative to our value. And we wrestled with it, and we talked with groups, and we created a special committee, and blah, blah, blah. We've really been challenged, but we identified last year and announced it actually at the Spray Foam Worldwide Carnival Knowledge Fair in Minneapolis. A value, assembly performance value. And we are making heavy strides to the point where now we've engaged, and this is not a trade secret. Folks know about it. Spray Foam Coalition knows about it. Other industry groups, the architects, the building owners, the associate general contractors. We're hoping to get the lay public aware that we are going through massive and not inexpensive testing of what it will mean. Spray foam, of course, but also fiberglass and other insulation types, to really test what the air barrier and thermal performance can mean in 2026, not based off of a value from when, just really towards the end of World War II. A lot has changed. So we're excited about what that can bring to the table. And again, as we've been talking about, if you're a contractor and you want to have these resources help you win more jobs, align yourself with SPFA, Spray Foam Worldwide, so that you can learn and be that proficient, be versatile enough to communicate that to a decision maker that might hire your contracting company.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you for letting me get in that little.
Yeah,
it's going to open up a ton of questions.
This is about you, but we got to get to this schedule.
Yeah.
So let's do it. Okay. I'm gonna pick right now Friday because it's easy, and then I want one of you guys to pick Saturday and Sunday and then Monday, and then we'll just go through it. So Friday, and Frank, you're gonna have to help me out with this. Friday, March 20. Okay, so this is the very first day.
Yep.
There is not a whole lot of anything going on before this, although Rusty Schrader will be there on Tuesday.
That's right.
Sure.
That's right. But the PCP, Rusty will be there 3 weeks.
Thank you for your service, Rusty.
That's right. God bless Rusty. He's one of my heroes.
Friday, March 20. That's the official first day. SPFA PCP field exams. Was the last walk-ins accepted at 3 p.m. So you can go in there on Friday. There's not a lot going on except for these PCP exams, which are practicals, right? I'm guessing one of those
the
P's
right word
stands for practical.
It's so PCP. It's professional certification program.
But
what's interesting about these field exams this year, and really for the last few years, they are free.
Right.
They cost nothing to a contractor on site, which is not the case throughout the rest of the year, or at what are becoming now more and more popular, a PCP road show. Yeah. We were so grateful to be part of Spray Foam Worldwide's Harvest Festival last year.
And that was in Texas.
Not free field. We have field exams. Take advantage of coming to Vegas if you can, because that saves you hundreds
of dollars
right there.
Exactly. And then so that's it for Friday. There's not a lot going on, although a lot of people will be trickling in.
That's right.
There will be some, a little bit of parties, hanging out at the bars, maybe gambling, whatever. But for the most part, that's all that's on the
Same
schedule.
for Saturday.
When you go to is it thesprayfoamshow.org or sprayfoamshow.org?
I think it's sprayfoamshow.org.
Okay, so sprayfoamshow.org, or just go to sprayfoam.org and then click on.
Yeah.
And then so what you'll see is you'll enter into this registration form, and it's pretty significant. You just put your name and stuff in there, and click on, you're a new registrant if you've never been before, and then you start picking what you want to go to. That's and again, you can just pick the exhibit hall only on Tuesday and enter your code that you get when you register for the Spray Foam Worldwide party at sfwwparty.com, or you can then, that's where you would go and pay the $425 or whatever it is to do a full conference ticket for Tuesday breakout sessions and Tuesday exhibit hall and whatever. So you kind of just select what you want.
Pretty
and
easy
that's
to
where
navigate.
you can then check off if you want to do a PCP preparatory course, where it's a course that that teaches you what is covered on the written certification exams to become PCP certified assistant installer, master installer, and above and beyond.
Man, you got it, John.
So you will see all those little things, and you can check which one you want. And if it's a cost and you don't want to pay for that right now, then uncheck that.
Sure.
You keep going down, and it will have all the information there for you.
Easy to navigate on the website, and we also have a very similar, we consider rather elegant app. So easy, mobile friendly, bing bang. You just pop in what you want, and then it calculates anything. And to John's point, it might cost nothing to get involved with some of these opportunities.
So if I'm bringing guys down this year that want to get trained and certified, is that something I can fill out for everybody that I'm bringing down there myself? And
and that's, we do encourage that. It's one of those things. Again, we get it. Flights, hotels, registration costs for certain things or not, depending on what you want to do. But there's blackjack, right? You gotta play the slots. You gotta do this. Gotta have something. Gotta have a nice dinner one night. But the key is there's so much going on concurrently. Whether it's the spray foam or SPFA's Top Golf experience that directly conflicts with some activities at Spray Foam Worldwide, or the breakout sessions. There's 50 breakout sessions, and a lot of them are really, really good, but they're also at the same time because there's only so many hours in the day and blah, blah, blah. So we encourage, bring multiple folks from your crew. And I get it. It's expensive, but this is the one-stop shop. Focus in and invest in those X amount of days, 2 days, 4 days, what have you. And then you're set. It's the old, Ron Propeel rotisserie chicken. Set it and forget it.
That's
You're
right.
set after those 4 days. You invest your time.
Mm-hmm.
You come in on Sunday, leave on Wednesday, and you're good, legit. Now, will be opportunities. I mentioned it earlier. There's always going to be some major tech issue that comes up. Lithium-ion battery in the truck, not sure what to do. Good. You call Jason Herder. He's available always as our Director of Technical Services in July or October. And, of course, we're on it, and we're going to help you as a member. But these opportunities to invest in your company, boy, and all of the different elements, whether it's PCP, breakout sessions, education, expo floor, it is very, very worthwhile. Again, I mentioned it before. It's not a coincidence. The best contractors, the most successful ones, the ones that are able to take a trip with their family later in the year and have some nicer things, but also rewarding elements of their components and have a heck of a good crew. They're that successful because they're members of SPFA.
Yeah. Now, no. So if you're listening to this right now, it's an hour and 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
Let me just say this, and I think I can speak for all four of us. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume that I can. If you see one of us at the Spray Foam show in Las Vegas, come up, shake our hand, tell us you heard us on this podcast or saw us.
That'd be awesome.
And
that
just introduce yourself.
And that you came because we said to.
Yeah.
Well,
and if you meet, so John Fredkove, Vinnie Crego, Frank Mortl, Todd Cook. Okay. Come up to us, introduce yourself. And if you meet me, I would love to share some insights in I've been going to the Spray Foam show since 2019 was the first one I went to. So about 6 years. So I know a lot about what happens. And again, like I said before, you can go there with very low expectations, get there, get in and out in 2.5, 3 days and not spend a dime. You can stay for an entire week and plan other little recreational things with friends or buddies or coworkers or suppliers, or, customers or whatever it is, and you can get a great experience out of it.
I would
so
definitely
I just wanted to
follow
say
up
that.
with that. I'm so glad you mentioned that, John. Follow up with us on site. We'll help steer traffic. Call us beforehand. I don't want to speak for you guys, but if you call us, email us, text us, let us know before Vegas if you have a question. We can help you. But on site, I've got a ton of drink tickets. Let me know. I'm ready to hand those out to folks, particularly if you mention Foam and Friends podcast.
Oh man,
Ooh,
I will. Trust me, I
teeing
will.
it up. I can't wait.
Does that go for all of us?
But of course, and that's one other thing. I know we're going to get in the schedule, but for anybody that's been to our awards presentation, and it's been fine. It's been a luncheon for an hour and a half. How about an hour reception on the last day before you scoot out of town from 3 to 4? Book your flights for 6 or later. 3 to 4 high-end hors d'oeuvres, open bar. We don't have to get drink tickets for that, but there are drinks available during the expo, during other parts. And again, come find Frank. My buddy.
So is that the national
industry
excellence awards?
Okay. Yeah, I'm jumping.
Which is a great presentation.
Different this year. We've got no more videos. It's going to be fast and lively and funny. We're going to have some type of comedic element to it. We're going to be giving away gift cards, big gift cards. Hundreds of dollars of Visa gift cards and things for all attendees. No cost to get in. But again, really nice. I mean, I don't know if it's lamb lollipops or something, but really nice hors d'oeuvres, open bar, top shelf liquor. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that have won a National Industry Excellence Award through the SPFA. Ken Wells,
absolutely. Gary Harvey comes to
Karen
mind.
Weichert. I mean, just some of my friends that I can think of. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But back in 2016, I filled out the application to apply for an Industry Excellence Award for the company I was working for.
Nice.
And we got it. So we were the
it's a big deal.
Recipient of the 2016 National Industry Excellence Award.
Help sell your company, right? That's another feather in your cap versus your competition. You get an award.
It is such a great marketing tool. You have that Industry Excellence Award, and it's fun. It's a little bit challenging, but it's also fun, and definitely, it's approachable. You fill out an application, you kind of prove why this is a remarkable job that you accomplished and why, what challenges you faced and what safety, hazards you faced or how you got around those and how you served the client or the customer.
How cool to get some recognition for that.
And then at the spray foam show, you get to see all the winners.
That's right.
And then talk to them and say, hey, I want to do this. Like, how'd you do this?
Well, that's just it. Even if you don't win, it's fun to show up and see what was accomplished and then use that as a benchmark for your own company.
Yes.
This year, we've got on the second day, the expo runs from noon to 3. This rolls right into that, right after that.
So that is, that's
Wednesday.
That's Tuesday. The expo starts on Tuesday.
Yeah, well, yes, the expo is Tuesday.
Oh, you're talking about
Wednesday.
the second expo.
I'm talking about the second
Wednesday.
expo. It's always a trick. How do you get more people to come on the second day? This is our, because we know the first day, one of the big draws is a rig giveaway.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
From Spray Foam Worldwide. Very cool.
Yeah.
And that's going to be at 4:30 p.m.
4:30.
I'll tell you how you get people to go to the second day. You have too much fun on Monday night that they can't actually
They're
get
not
themselves.
even recovered until Wednesday.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
but these are contractors. They'll get up at 5:30 in the morning, go get some coffee, and they'll get to the first
Vinnie
breakout
He's
session.
Tough. He can hang.
Now, 2 hours into the breakout sessions.
Yeah, right. Now, another wrinkle on that. Every breakout session this year is recorded. And who gets those recordings?
Nice.
Not everybody. If you don't show up, you're not going to get it because that that disincentivizes anybody from actually coming to the show. But every attendee is going to be able to get access to all 50 breakout sessions if you sign up for the full convention. That's a pretty sweet deal. It's almost a priceless. You can't put it.
So if you did have too much fun the night before,
that's right. That's right. You can go to that.
You can still go to it. You don't have to remember
every
everything.
single one of the 50 will be available to you on demand following the show.
Yeah.
So do you have to go to a breakout session to get a special code or something?
You just
so as long as you register for it.
That's right. Yeah. That's pretty sweet.
There's a lot of times when I'm looking at those breakouts, it's like I could go to 3 of these at one session.
I know. Well, that's what I said before.
I was going to say that.
If you want to be, see, the beauty of being on site though, and there is you can ask a question. There's different, there's different things, body language and intonation, and you've got the ability to ask questions and talk to, as John said before, talk to the spill out crowd after the session and mix and mingle. That is very important. But if you are there at a concurrent session, you can't make that one, or I've been told so many folks are going to dig in on those Spanish speaking tracks after the show because they're going to go to the show and then have access and train up their crews on the Spanish. So valuable. right?
Oh yeah,
huge deal. So we're very proud to bring that, and we also actually have subtitles in Spanish for all of the breakout sessions and in live and in person. We're doing our best.
Now, is this the first year? This is brand new this year that you're going to videotape
for the recordings, and then have it available
breakout sessions. That's great.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you want me to give a quick like overview of the kind of Sunday, Monday?
Please.
Yes. Do Saturday and Sunday. We haven't done Saturday yet.
Saturday's more PCP again. Yeah. There's really no other ancillary events.
Well, there's one thing I want to touch on for Saturday, and that's the field exam experience. Okay, so the field exam experience is where you can just kind of walk around. You don't have to. You don't have to actually commit to taking the test.
Correct.
You can just kind of get a sneak peek of it. You can grab whoever and just walk around and see what's being done. Check out every single booth, every single station, whatever, to see what you know. Then you kind of give a better idea of how to prepare for the actual test.
And that's all day Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, right?
Yeah, that's happening. Yep. So go ahead, John, and talk. Just go right through Sunday.
Okay. So Sunday, essentially, again, when you go through sprayfoamshow.org, you'll see all these, and you'll schedule your field exam or a certification prep class, etc. So this is just a schedule at a glance. When you go to that website, you click on schedule at a glance and you can see what we're talking about here. So I'll just kind of skip through some of these, but essentially this is Sunday. Excuse me.
This is Sunday, March 22nd.
This is Sunday, March 22nd. Correct. And so you've got, the time for exam prep classes, the field exams. You've got the ABAA, which is the Air Barrier Association installer certification training, which is a pretty big commitment, but you will know if you're listening to this, if you need that, or that might be a benefit to your business. So you'll want to look into that. And then you've got the Robert 90, Robert 90, spray foam advisor to the industry, sprayfoamadvisor.com. He's doing his, and I think it's like $500 or $600 all day long, from technician to entrepreneur, a business guide for SPF contractors. And then you've got, more written exams. And then you've got the Sporting Clays Classic at Pro Gun Vegas, which is a short shuttle ride away. So a lot of people will go. That sounds like a lot of fun. So that's 11 to 3
with the Western States Roofing Contractors Association. They had the exact same location, 13 or so, maybe 15 different stations. All the birds are these clay pigeons coming high, low, left, right, on the ground to mimic a rabbit for guys. Fast, slow. It's a hell of a fun time.
Well, and then you've got, so that's 11 to 3. And then you've got something really cool, Spray Foam Magazine Contractor of the Year event. It is, and while I'm talking here, I'm going to pull up the URL for that. So
reigning champion.
It is
Danny Walker.
What Spray Foam? The Spray Foam Magazine party is now. I think this is the third year of it.
At least,
but that's where they announced the contractor of the year. So it's a big event. There is, I believe, an open bar. You have to register beforehand to seal in a ticket, and that is going to be right on site at the Westgate Resort and Hotel. So that is 6:30, 7, something like that, to 10.
I think, yeah.
So that's really cool. You want to say anything more about that?
Well, just we love those folks. It's been a tough year for the Komet family. It's a really nice party, and I don't know who the contractor of the year is going to be. They've got big shoes to fill, or a lot of folks between Matt Motter, Ken Wells, a lot of wonderful contractors. Danny Walker, as I mentioned last year, but you win a rig and get
a nice rig
picture on the cover.
Yeah,
Motter's always carrying this almost life-size picture of himself around from his cover photo. For goodness sakes!
So it's essentially the contractor of the year reveal party. Again, that's Sunday night. 6:30 p.m. It will be unforgettable. Open bar, live music too. And then to RSVP, just go to tinyurl.com. That's tinyurl.com/SFM for Spray Foam Magazine, SFM Vegas 2026. I've already signed up for that. So, that will be for Sunday night. Then you've got Monday. So Monday, in addition to more like this is, the day to pick up your badges and, you've got the ABA installer certification training, more PCP certification exam, prep courses and written exams. And then you've got the Top Golf outing. So this is from noon to 3 p.m. Again, transportation leaves the West Gate with by a shuttle at 11 a.m. Do you know where they go to get that shuttle, or will that be communicated?
That's all going to be
on?
communicated.
Okay, perfect.
If you register. This is new for us, so we've been going to having the traditional golf outing, and I love golf. I've gotten a little pushback. Why would you dare get rid of our golf outing, Frank? You must. I played in college, for God's sake. I love golf, but this Top Golf experience, shorter time frame. We used to have this start at noon and end at 5, and then everyone's scrambling to get back to all the fun at SPFA
to go to the party.
There's just too much going on. So this way, it's 15 minutes, I think, at the most, from Westgate to Top Golf. Okay?
Yes,
Westgate's on the north side. Top Golf is next to MGM Grand on the south side of the strip.
Yeah.
You get there, have a lot of fun. Come in at noon or don't. Come in at 1 or 1:30 or 2. You're not committed. And as opposed to a golf outing where the 4 of you are spread out across 18 holes, this is 125 or so people all gathered together. Each individual bay, we're getting a lot of sponsors to take up. There's like 33 bays. They put 8 people in a bay, and they've got all their digital marketing there. But you can have a wrapped audience with a manufacturer or supplier and 4 or so golfers, and it doesn't matter if you have a 0 handicap or a 19 handicap, any level.
I bet you guys
come in and play. It's going to be great, and of course the drinks will be flowing, all part of it. High-end food. It's going to be great, and we wanted to do this because of our great relationship, our collaborative partner, Spray Foam Worldwide, and we wanted to have something that would make life easier for folks to come in, come out, not far from where all the activities are going on at Industry. Is that right?
The Industrial.
I'm sorry, Industrial
and we
Vegas.
were this close, Frank, to getting the daytime Spray Foam Worldwide event, called the Rig Show, at Top Golf.
Yeah.
We couldn't make it work.
That's all right.
So we're
still pretty darn close. And that's why I want to emphasize to folks, and we'll explain this even further in future communications. It's not you have to be there at noon and you have to stay till 3.
Correct.
This is come and go and hang out and have a bite and swing take a few shots, have some fun. And of course you can stay the whole time, but we want to make it work collaboratively with all of our partners that day, particularly the folks at SFWW.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, I've gone to, I've been in a foursome, both at ICA and SPFA before, and it's great, but it's a long day. It's a long day. It's 6 hours, to be honest with you.
It really is. And again, you're having a heck of a fun time with your foursome. This way you can hang with 100+ people. And again, sponsors love it. And for anyone that's done Top Golf, it's just casual and cool. And we're, again, all the cocktails and food will be part of the package. And it's good stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
So that's I'm sorry. So that's
on Monday from noon to 3.
And then we'll get into the kickoff party right after this. I just want to, before I forget, when it comes to Top Golf, when it comes to the Clay Pigeons, when it comes to the PCP, how can people volunteer?
Oh, well, we have talk about committed staff. Susan El Hindi handles everything on the PCP side, and we are always looking for committed volunteers because they're long days and there's expertise at certain levels. So Susan on SPFA staff, Lisa on my staff, who's director of member engagement, she is helping to coordinate, and so am I, these ancillary events, these special events like the Sporting Clays or Top Golf. There's not really volunteerism necessary there. We're just looking for folks to come in and hang and have fun.
Yeah, that'll be me.
Yeah,
I volunteered with the PCP last year and I enjoyed it.
Good.
And there's a lot, the PCP. I was, I don't remember the name for it. It was like an usher. I was basically grabbing people's folder and I was saying, "Come with me," and I was bringing them to whatever, whatever
that's important
booth or whatever was open, and it was great. And it was, it's a great way to just meet new people. Lots of people in the industry. It's fun.
It's so important. It is of everything we do in this industry, right? And of course, we're very high on the opportunities for A value and what that can mean. But PCP, to me, that's the foundation. That's everything this industry can be, because it's not training, right? You're going in to take your ACT or you're going in to take your SAT. It's showcasing what you already know, and are you at the level to then obtain this certification? And it really does, for those that have been through it and have prepped themselves to be able to become certified. They know that not only does it raise the professionalism across their crew and across their entire company, but it helps win more business.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys are doing it this year. but last year there was a very nice dinner for all the volunteers.
Yes, we're doing that again.
Great,
that's on Saturday night for
very
all
nice
the
dinner,
volunteers.
food and drinks.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a complimentary dinner for PCP volunteers.
Yeah.
So there's another fun incentive. We'll have some
Yeah.
giveaways and some cool things going on there too.
Yeah. Good. I'm gonna do it again. I don't know.
Excellent.
I so honestly,
glad,
I really want to volunteer for the Top Golf and the clays, and we'll get into the clays. Oh, we already talked about the clays.
Come on in. There's always room to volunteer because we're going to have a ton of prizes and different things to do. But really, we just want folks to come. We're expecting.
Yeah.
Again, we always get about 130, 140 golfers at the outing. We thought, well, we're at least going to get 125. Maybe we'll get more than that. For the sporting clays, it's one of those things. It is somewhat limited because there's only so many golf carts there.
Mhm.
We're kind of maxed out at 75, maybe 80. So if you're interested in sporting clays on that Sunday, sign up early because they're going to go. They're already, I don't know if we're halfway there yet, but we've gotten a number of folks already committed.
No, with the clays, there's guns there, but you can bring your own as long as you follow all the travel guidelines.
They've got enough guns so that you can, as part of it's all part of the package. It's whatever it is, 150, 175.
175.
You get the shells, you get the 12 gauge shotgun, you get eye protection, ear protection. You get they've got breakfast and lunch for this. It's a really nice taco bar.
Vinnie did it last year.
Yeah,
it's so
time.
but it's all contained. So you don't have to do no, we've got some folks, Ron Fetzer, bless his heart, one of my favorites. He traveled with his own.
I saw him at the airport with it.
That's awesome, man. Good for him. This guy, Ronnie, I hope you're watching this podcast. He's got the tat right there on the spray foam roll ride.
Yep.
I got to get his left arm to say SPFA.
Yeah.
But no, it's again, it's built for contractors to go out, have fun, hang, and really what a nice entree to everything going on.
Yes.
Then later Sunday night at the Spray Foam Magazine party, all the activities Monday and into the rest of the week.
Now, Vinnie, what kind of advice do you have for someone who wants to go out there and do the clays, being that you've done it?
Warm up your shoulder. Ends up hurting a little bit after. So if you're the lead sprayer, you might not want to send him to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's actually good advice. I like that. That's perfect.
No, it was.
You can get
fun.
a little bit of a raspberry.
Did you do okay?
I do better in my backyard.
Of course,
yeah, it was fun. And then it was a little hot in Daytona last year, but it was a good time.
It was a different setup last year. For anyone that was with us last year in Daytona, it was a good group. I don't know if it was 60 or so, but a lot of fun. It was run by volunteers. It was very casual. This is not. This is a professional. This is Pro Gun Vegas, man. We golf carts for everybody, and there's really, which I like, very, very aggressive safety measures, which again, very important. But everything about it is hyper professional compared to what we were at last year, which was fine in Daytona. This is just better.
All right. So, John, I'll tell you before we start talking about the kickoff party, our wonderful podcast producer said we can do this for at least another 30 minutes. So we don't have to rush this as much.
Okay.
But we definitely want to talk about the kickoff party and all things spray foam kickoff party. Let's try to keep this within like 15 minutes. Okay.
Sure. Okay, great. Yeah. So, like we're saying on Monday from 12 to 3 is the Top Golf outing. You're going to sign up for that as you sign up and register for the spray foam show convention. That's an optional add-on. Now, starting right in the middle, right before that, actually, and kind of going all day is the Spray Foam Worldwide kind of events. And they really kick off at 11 a.m., goes from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Actually, no, it kicks off at 8 a.m., the spray competition. So if you haven't heard about the spray competition, details are on Spray Foam Worldwide. Just search for Chaz Costa, Chas Costa. And he has been posting information about that on how to enter and perform in the North American spray foam competition, which has been a tradition now for several years, and it's really fun. If you want to just come and watch some of these amazing spray foamers do their stuff and do the different passes and everything that are involved, you can show up at 8 in the morning. Everything on Monday, Spray Foam Worldwide related, is happening at the Industrial Event Center. You can just Google the Industrial Vegas. Again, there's a free shuttle from the back of the West Gate. So
and remember that That's a good point.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the shuttle leaves the sports book, the entrance to the Westgate sports book, which is at the back of the Westgate.
There's a parking lot back there. And
yeah,
there's
exactly.
there's vans and limos and whatever.
All day long. So they come and go. So if you don't see one out there, it'll be there in 15 minutes or whatever, to get over to the industrial. And again, all the way up until like 11 p.m. So, so we have the spray competition going on around 8 a.m. And then from 11 to 2 p.m. is what we call the Spray Foam Worldwide Rig Show and Sponsor Expo. We have about 25 tents. It's outdoors at the industrial outdoor parking lot. It's a huge open area. We have food trucks, we have cornhole competition, we have spray demos. The Polyurea Development Association is going to be there doing free, demos of spraying polyurea. There's going to be spray foam, inflatable tents where you can spray, and practice spraying foam, different foams and guns and equipment. And then, of course, there's freebies, and we'll do some surprise giveaways during the day as well if you register for the kickoff party at sfwwparty.com. And then what we do is we kind of shut things down so that we can get rid of the cornhole. We can get rid of some of those inflatable booths, shut down some of the tents. Between 2 and 5 is nothing. And then our official party starts at 5 o'clock and goes all night until about 11 p.m. There will be a line there. We will probably max out capacity. So again, register now, even if you can't make it or whatever, just register. Believe me, it's worth it. And that basically is an amazing social kind of networking and just fun, getting to know people, shaking hands. There will be live entertainment. We've got a special live entertainment guest performing on stage. We've got a lot of surprise giveaways and prizes that we haven't announced yet, but we always give away hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of prizes, including 2 fully outfitted brand new spray foam rigs. Wow. Anyone can enter and get an entry to win one of those 2 rigs, which is game changing. I mean, I remember the year that I was talking about with Vinnie in San Antonio, Karen Weichert won, and just crying and just, changes your life. So we're doing that. So that's something that's new this year is we're giving away 2 rigs. Last Vegas in 2024, we had only given away 1, right?
Yeah.
Or did we give away 2?
No, I think it was 2 then.
Was it a rig in a box truck? Maybe?
I think it was 2.
Yeah.
It definitely was 2 because Danny Walker was in. I remember. Yeah.
So something else that's new is we're going to have some really cool games and kind of competitions and stuff. And we're going to give away door prizes. So if you do register, you get a door prize ticket in your email automatically. So you'll have that beforehand. And we're going to start giving away prizes even before anyone gets to Vegas. Wow. So that's something new this year. We will have, like I said, food trucks. There's, a ton of people. The last time we were in Vegas, we had almost 2,000 people at that venue. It's a wonderful place. Surprises around every corner, competitions, games, everything. So that is, again, sfwwparty.com. And then that leads us into the first day of sessions and the general session, breakout sessions, and the exhibit hall. So if you do sign up for the kickoff party, you will get a code to use to get free access pass into the exhibit hall on Tuesday, which is that's where we announced the second of the 2 giveaway rigs that we're giving away on that afternoon. So Frank, I'll let you go through Tuesday and Wednesday.
Hold on.
Schedules,
sure. I just want to be clear because this is a brand new thing, and not necessarily for myself, but anybody listening.
Yes.
This whole thing about if you sign up for the Spray Foam Worldwide Party, you get a code. That's brand new, right? That's not.
Yeah, we started that 2 years ago. So if
I didn't know
if you register, and again, this is a way that we thought we could help incentivize more people to go to the exhibit hall, because that's a lot of bang for your buck. It's a very efficient way to meet a lot of people quick, and try to get deals for your business, and try, look at other suppliers and talk to other people in the industry. And it's amazing. It's a huge, exhibit hall. So it will take you a couple hours to go through that. And it's so valuable that, I think it was Lisa, right? Did Lisa just send that?
She
code?
just did.
So Lisa just sent that. So, to be able to say, hey, if you guys are going to the kickoff party, because in years past, we've had some people that go to the kickoff party and then for whatever reason, they don't make it into the exhibit hall. And so we want to encourage, hey, just stay around for one more half a day at least.
Yeah. I mean, you
go
guys
to the
can
exhibit hall,
compliment each other.
It is well worth your time.
All right. And you might have said this, and I'm just trying to absorb everything as I'm trying to manage this podcast also. So the food, okay. It's not easy. You're right. The food. I know that in Las Vegas 2 years ago, there was food trucks.
Yes.
Where you pay for the food yourself. You order what you want. And then in Daytona last year, there was like a buffet style.
Yes.
And what is this year going to be?
Same thing is in 2024. So it's we actually charged to get into the kickoff party last year because of we couldn't bring in food trucks, so we had to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know how this goes, Frank.
Oh my gosh.
For food. They really get you. But anyways, no. So we're going back to free. It's free to get in and everything. And then there's food trucks that we're gonna have multiple ones. We're gonna have award-winning food trucks at the Spray Foam Worldwide Kickoff Party. Like the one in 2024, the pizza one where it's like a full pizza, making.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That was so good. And many more. All day and all night long. They'll be right in the venue at the industrial.
Okay, we're moving on to Tuesday. Who's got Tuesday?
I can start at least with the general session, and we're so excited for the second year now. We're bringing back our expert panel. We'd had keynote speakers, and they were fine, but did they really move the needle as much as Mary Bogdan with Solstice, Doug Brady with Huntsman, Jason Herder, SPFA's Director of Technical Services, Robert Niney with Spray Foam Advisor, and Bonnie Strickler, SPFA's Professional Certifications Program Chair. Those five, and I'll be the moderator of that. But you're at the general session, ask them literally anything relevant to the spray foam industry, and between the five of them, they have all the bases covered. That's going to be really cool to kick off things on Tuesday morning. And from there, you go right into the breakout sessions. Again, between 2 days, 50 breakout sessions. And, the different tracks that I mentioned and all the different components that go with taking the time to invest in your company, time and the resources will pay off in spades after the show.
Absolutely. Every time I go, I think to myself, I'm never going to miss another one. And I know Vinnie feels the same way. Not that I missed any since the very first time, because I always said that to myself. I mean, I from San Antonio, my first year, got COVID on the plane and couldn't really enjoy it that much. But and I knew that this is the place that I need to be to
and then to have in your back pocket again, I can't emphasize enough the vision that our volunteer leaders had to make the decision to record all the sessions, then to have that on demand on your phone, on your laptop, on your PC, your tablet, at your convenience forever in the future. That's a game changer.
Yeah. And so for those people that literally cannot make it for whatever reason, you can't be here, you can't be in Las Vegas. There's legitimate reasons. Some people are having babies.
Sure.
Some people, someone dies or whatever.
Yeah.
And you remember in Las Vegas 2 years ago, like the wind. You remember that?
Oh, it was like.
Remember how windy it was? Like it could barely
winds.
land, and people are circling around.
Sure.
I think I talked to somebody who ended up having to land in Phoenix and get a ride, get like a rental car or something. Anyway,
there's always something.
If you can't come, for whatever reason,
somebody else on your
team
can, and then you can get access to these, and you can download these later.
Yeah, those videos,
those on-demand recordings are game changers. And then, as we've been talking about the expo, of everything we do, and of course, we're so proud of the PCP and the field exams. Everything centers around this expo because it is I keep using the term cutting edge, to get that many quality manufacturers of the product, distributors, and suppliers all on site. And let's call it what it is. They're competing with each other too, right? So they are bringing their A games to have these conversations with contractors. That is great. And the fact that now we're going to investing in free food, a really nice lunch with non-alcoholic drinks for free, but we'll also have a cash bar like we always do on the expo floor from noon to 5 on Tuesday. And we cut that off at 5 for a reason, because then it gives everyone flexibility that evening. The evening is yours on Tuesday, and some suppliers, manufacturers take folks out to dinner. You've got that opportunity for yourself, or just hang and just decompress a bit. I will also have, which I think is good, is we have a hospitality suite for the leadership team at SPFA, getting good with one of our board members, you never know where you can go. But that's nice to have this flexibility on Tuesday to, some folks, again, just want to kind of do their own thing. And you've got that opportunity. Or you can go to dinner and continue with those relationships or hit the blackjack table too.
I will say Tuesday and Wednesday, a lot of times you can talk to your distributor or manufacturer, and a lot of times they'll have a little
shindig
get together.
They might have their own
Absolutely.
hospitality suite or opportunity.
Keep your ears open for that and ask your manufacturer, distributor what's going on that night for dinner.
Everybody posts about these things on Spray Foam Worldwide. So go to Facebook, search for the private group Spray Foam Worldwide. It's the one that has 19,000 members. Request to join. If you're in the industry, we'll accept you right away. And we will be posting. There'll probably be a hashtag like Vegas, SPFA 2026 or something that. But just, especially in the week or so, a couple days leading up to the show, go on there and you'll see people posting about the different parties and the different other events. Or if some guys are going, motocrossing, or they're going down to the dam, or they're going to, some little getaway that you might want to be a part of, that's where you'll hear about it.
Good advice. Maximize your time when you're
absolutely.
Again, you've spent the money, you've gotten on the plane, you're doing an investment in a hotel. Maximize your time. I get it. It's exhausting, but sleep on the plane.
And I would say, to add to that, if you're going to be coming to Vegas to really take advantage of all the spray foam knowledge that you can learn, be really careful, because you can get sucked up into all the other things. Well, there's 1,000 things going on in Las Vegas at any given second.
I'll take it one step further. We talked about the podcast that SPFA just launched, and the questionnaire, your role, your counterpart there, Todd, Eddie Canales, he asked Gary Harvey from Wedge Roofing, California, member of our executive committee at SPFA, what's in the secret sauce? What's your one best bit of advice? And I was so impressed with Gary's answer. He thought carefully, because he didn't know that question was coming. And he said, there's a lot to do at any SPFA convention, whether it's Daytona Beach, Fort Worth in 27, Orlando in 28, but Vegas in particular. Don't burn yourself out.
Did you just drop
I did. How about that? We've got some cool places in the next 2 years.
Fort Worth in 27 and Orlando in 28.
Is that cool? And what's nice is the leadership.
Am I the last person to know this, or the first
Well,
person?
we're making it. We're putting it out there. And how nice to be on a 3-year rotation. So now we're in Vegas in 26. We're going right back there in 29 and 2032 and 2035 and beyond. Same with Fort Worth. 27, 2030, 2033.
Actually, 2021 was it?
Oh, was it? Is that when we were there?
Yeah, we
talk about John used the term right-sized as the Westgate for us. Fort Worth, Texas, man. Oh my gosh, perfect. We're going to take over the Stockyards. But Gary's advice was, don't burn yourself out. Have fun on those nights up to a point, so that it doesn't overlap too much into your next day's activities. And to that point, the next day on Wednesday, for example, is the contractors only breakfast. And we are strict. We love our manufacturers, suppliers, distributors, but we do not let them in the room that morning. Complimentary breakfast, the whole bit. But this is where you get into the details, the nitty gritty of what contractors need to know and learn to grow their business from other contractors. And it's an total open forum. Really cool. That's first thing from 9 at 9, and it's not first thing 2. It's not first thing 7 a.m. It's first thing 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Nice. Give you a chance to sleep in a little bit on Wednesday morning after you've had some fun Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, I'm going to run down. I'm going to do a recap of all this, including Spray Foam Worldwide. So again, Friday, March 20, PCP field exams. You can actually take your practical field exams. Where is it?
It's in the parking lot
behind the Westgate. Gotcha. Yes. Okay, so it's parking lot behind the Westgate. Okay. Saturday is that same thing. Saturday, March 21st is that same thing, except there is also, you can do the field experience. Again, the field experience is where you can just kind of walk around and watch other people take, their tests and just kind of see what's going on. So you get a feel for how to take those practical exams. If you decide that you want to, it's a great idea. If you're thinking about it, at least, you don't have to just go straight at it with a what counts sort of thing. You can kind of watch other people and see what it's all about before you do it. So that's Friday and Saturday, March 20 and 21. Again, if you're not going to do that sort of thing, you don't feel like you have to come to Vegas that early, but it wouldn't hurt. I always feel like, for me, I like to get there a little bit early and sometimes even leave a little late, just so I can be like Rusty Schrader and just get the
That's
whole
it.
entire thing.
Get the full experience.
All right, so Sunday, there is the field exams again. There's registration, so you can find the SPFA booth. Where's that going to be? Out back?
We're going to have stations out back near PCP. Of course, we're going to have our booth area as you walk into the expo itself, and we're going to have a lot of different opportunities to engage with Eddie, myself, Lisa, anybody on the team.
Okay,
to learn more about
Great.
SPFA.
So that's where you get your badge and your bag.
We'll probably be
a T-shirt and some literature.
We're going to have Brandon Yoakum there. He's on the board. He's going to be handing out things left, right, and sideways.
Perfect. And then there's going to be certification exams, the written exams, all the. I mean, it's going to be, as far as the training goes, everything's going on on Sunday, March 22nd.
Yes.
There's also going to be the sporting clays, the clay pigeon shooting, which transportation will depart from the Westgate at approximately 10 a.m. Again, is that going to be in the back or is that going to be in the front, or don't you know?
It's where John mentioned
it's
before.
In the back.
It's near the sports.
Yeah, it's right behind the sports.
Like central area for all shuttles.
You basically walk through the casino, find the sports book, and keep walking right past the sports book. There's back doors, and that's also if you're going to be getting Ubers and lifts. I'm pretty sure, as far as what happened for me, that's where they show up. So remember the back area behind the sports book.
We'll have some donuts and some juice on the way to sporting clays. Nothing heavy, but then after the sporting clays, when the shotguns are racked, there might be some hard liquor that's surprisingly brought out. So yeah, we're gonna have a little fun on that shot.
That's gonna be a good
shuttle
time.
ride back.
Now, as far as the sporting clays and the golfing outing, you need to be a member of the SPFA for that.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
And maybe you mentioned that.
No, you do not. We're open to anybody.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So there's going to be, as far as the Top Golf and the sporting clays, there will be transportation provided.
Yes,
which is great because some people are going to need it, especially afterwards, right?
The Top Golf is interesting. We're going to have shuttles, but of course, the Westgate is right off of a monorail entry and exit post, and the monorail can take you right to it. Of course, it's a little longer than it would be to take a cab or take our shuttle, but there are other options. It's too long of a walk.
Yeah, for sure. And then now we've talked about these two parties, the SPFA and Spray Foam Worldwide. The third one is the magazine. That's the one that's also doing something
Sunday night,
and that's the Spray Foam magazine. If you don't know, if you heard it earlier, Spray Foam magazine themselves has a party on Sunday night. And last year it happened to be over Super Bowl Sunday. So there was a big party.
They don't have that draw, but there'll probably be some NCAA tournament games going on. Men's basketball.
Lots, they have food and drinks and free stuff and giveaways and everything. So the way I look at it, why would you not?
Don't forget to sign up for that beforehand, because I always drop the ball on that.
You did last year. Yeah. Even though we talked about it.
I do every year. Yeah, okay. And I always, that one you need to pre-register for, otherwise you really can't get in. So make sure you guys do that. Otherwise, you're wandering around.
You know what I noticed? I won't even say it.
Ken Wells will be ready. Ken Wells will be there, ready to challenge anyone to an arm wrestling contest.
You will lose.
You will lose. All right, Monday, March 22nd. This is when things really start to fire up. Obviously, we got the field exam experience again. That's again where you can walk around and kind of check it out. You can also do the actual field exams. You can also pick up your registration badge pickup with the SPFA, your badge for getting in the expo and whatever else you need a badge for.
Sure.
Certification courses, written exams, Top Golf. Again, there will be transportation behind the sports book, and then one of the biggest attractions is the Spray Foam Worldwide Kickoff Party. Again, there will be transportation from the Westgate, again behind the sports book, to the industrial, which is where, and this is going to, wait a minute, did I miss? Is this just not on here? No, the party is 5 to 11, but what about the earlier? That's just not on here, John.
Competition starting at 8.
So big show and competitions from 8 to 2. So during the day,
8 a.m. to 2. Okay, so
there's some surprise guest that's going to be singing at this kickoff party. It might be Vinnie. I saw his eyes light up when John teased that.
I bet if I was going to put my money, it would
be Vinnie.
It would be
like karaoke, some Garth Brooks.
I'd like to. Jeremiah Bryant is very good singer.
Oh yeah. We had fun at the
Lomax. I've seen Lomax thinks he can sing.
Well, You never know. It's Vegas, right? So anything can happen.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So
put it this way: if everything goes as planned, the guy that is going to be invited up to sing a few songs on the stage at the kickoff party, I'll just say this: don't give it away, but he is idol material.
Interesting. Has his
idol
name
material?
Been,
what does that mean?
Idol material.
He's that good. He's going on The Voice or American Idol.
Oh,
has he?
Has
his
Idol.
name, American Idol.
Ideal.
Has his name been mentioned during this podcast at all?
No.
And you get
okay.
I got to start.
Okay. Well, that's
who this could be.
So
I
and then
I sure hope it's Jeremiah Bryant because I really like his Tyler Childers. Man, he's good.
So,
all right. Okay.
So that's Monday.
Should we say some closing statements?
No, I'm sorry. That's
not yet.
Oh, you want to go through?
We got a little bit of time yet.
You got to
closing
recap
statements. I definitely
Tuesday and
want you to do that.
That's Monday.
Okay, so that's Monday. So again, just to recap on Monday, as far as Spray Foam Worldwide, if you're not doing any of the SPFA stuff, 8 to 2 is a rig show. It's not just a rig show though. There's like all kinds of stuff going on. Like, get out there and spend at least a couple hours or whatever. Lots of stuff going on.
Come to Topgolf at 2 o'clock.
So 8 to 2,
exactly.
3.
And
spray
then
demos. You can come to the rig show from like 11 to 12 and then go over to the Topgolf or vice versa, etc. Yeah. There's a lot going to be going on during that.
And there's going to be some time in between there where you can go back to your hotel and play some blackjack or take a shower or whatever. And then at 5 to 11 is the kickoff party. So you're going to go back to the industrial and
free entry
and enjoy that.
That's important.
Okay,
correct.
And then
excuse
me, that's Monday, March 23, Tuesday and Wednesday, the last 2 days. Tuesday, March 24. Most all the same stuff. Well, there's a general session. There's SPFA written exams again. 9 to 9:15 is a break between the general session and the breakout sessions.
Yep.
8:50. I'm sorry, my glasses here. 9:15 to 10 is going to be breakout session 1. There is about 10 to choose from. And I would say, again, go to these websites and pick one of those. 15-minute break, and then at 10:15 to 11, there's going to be breakout session number 2. There's another 10 or so to choose from. And then another 15-minute break, and then breakout session 3. And these are all 45 minutes each from 11:15 to noon.
That's right.
And that's going to be about another 10 to choose from.
And then it goes by quick. Just know that these are being videotaped. You'll get the video afterwards. There will be pen and paper there to take some notes. You'll have your phone. So you'll I have never seen anybody not do this. Take a picture of the screen.
Absolutely.
Or something that the speakers, they're very valuable sessions. Or
we had a high lift foam session last year. Everyone in the room lifting up their phones was like a concert. It was like Jason Aldean concert. Everybody's got their phones up in the air.
That's awesome. And then after that, now if you don't go to these breakout sessions, if you're not, if you're only going to do the expo, let's just say, don't worry about that. The expo starts at noon to 5 is the expo hall. That's kind of that's the big whopper. That's the one
the big incentive to fly to Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
if you're going for nothing else, go for that.
And this year, again, new complimentary food and drinks with a cash bar.
Yeah,
which is funny. That's the big draw because you're being sold to. It's an expo,
right?
But it's
so worth it.
You can't miss it. It's awesome.
You can't duplicate it throughout the rest of the year.
No,
you can't. You hours, weeks, and days.
It's a quick, easy way to find opportunities to be more efficient, to find a better supplier, to find better, potentially better partners, to
reaffirm relationships,
to reaffirm existing relationships.
Take
absolutely,
what you already know with your current supplier and really dig in with them on a different level and have them get to know exactly the pain points that you're looking to. And
achieve. There will be some ancillary. I don't know if you know any of that top of your head, but ancillary, industry adjacent. Exhibitors that have to do with software application or something else related. It's not all distributors.
Your lay contractor often don't even think of that could help their business. That's there on the floor of the expo.
Correct.
Good point, John.
Good stuff. Good people.
All right. Wednesday, which would be the last day for everything. If you've SPFA, the PCP written exams are going to be between 8 and 4. Contractors only breakfast, which was what Frank was talking about. Sounds like a really great way.
It's kind of that by invite only.
The
conversations stay in this room. It is. That's a good. It's very private, but it's so impactful.
And then there'll be a break, 15-minute break, and then we'll start at 10:15 a.m. to 11. 45 minutes would be breakout session 4, and breakout session 4 probably around. It looks like they're all about 10 different to choose from. Lots of cool ones. I mean, we talked about a few of the names of some of the titles of them, and some look pretty interesting.
Absolutely.
11 o'clock is a 15-minute break, and then at 11:15 there will be the last, which is breakout session 5, and that'll be 11:15 to noon again. And then after that is going to be the expo again. This time it's only 3 hours, so it's it's the second day, not as many people anyway. People are kind of ready to start to wind down. So noon to 5 on Tuesday, noon to 3 on Wednesday. Again, complimentary food and drinks, cash bar. And then at 3 to 4:30 will be the National Industry Excellence Award ceremony.
High-end hors d'oeuvres, open bar, good top shelf liquor, but that's not the only draw.
It's like the Oscars of spray foam.
We're trying to make this more lively, fun, entertaining, quick, fast, getting rid of the videos and really highlighting the winners and why they won. And really livening this up with a little more humor, comedy. We might get John on the stage, throw a pie in his face, that type of thing. We'll have Bill juggle. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Oh man, sounds good. All right, well, John, let's do some of your final. Well, I mean, is there any questions you want me to ask you?
Oh no. I was just thinking we could just do some final thoughts. Something like that. Maybe start with Vinnie. If you have any final thoughts about the convention, your experience as a contractor, your kind of just think about the highlights of the last several years being there, being at SFWW events, etc. What do you get out of it? Why should somebody go to the Spray Foam Show this year?
Oh, being this time of year, you're kind of coming out of winter in February, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it's like sometimes in your business, I've kind of already touched on this, but kind of feel maybe a little sluggish in your business or like bogged down. And I can tell you every year after this, I always come away from it like rejuvenated, remotivated, refocused, and just kind of ready to like reattack and reinvest in my business from, I don't know, I just feel like hyped up again to like excited about my work and my business again after this. So I would say that's a huge draw every year that keeps me coming back year after year. Aside from all the other great stuff, it's like I'm ready to like reattack and reinvest in my business. So I recommend going for everybody, and
good for you, Vinnie.
See you guys there.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point, Vinnie. I feel like I'm out of the spraying sort of game. I'm still in the industry, but I'm not spraying foam myself. And falls are like you're just beating it up, just making money. Hopefully everything's going well and you're not getting killed. And Christmas is good for your family and all that sort of stuff. But then January comes and the weather gets you down, if nothing else. And then, obviously you're battling temperatures and things are kind of tough.
They're tough.
And so, you kind of need it. And so you really look at it in a sense of, but I don't really have, a lot of extra funds. You're looking at, kids braces and whatever. And it's a good investment for your career. It's a really, really good investment as far as meeting new people. That's
priceless.
And coming out of winter too, you gotta have it's like really good to have something to look forward to, and putting this on your calendar. It's like the countdown begins. You get hyped up. Everybody else is getting excited. So just like having that to look forward to is, I don't know, it's just good. So
yeah. And like I said, I mean, once you do it, you won't miss another one. So
correct.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, in Vegas is an inherent draw anyway, right? Whether you gamble or you don't, there's just so many cool, fun things going on. The energy there is unmatched.
Yeah.
So, and
I think
hopefully the flights are relatively easy to.
Yeah, absolutely. And just Expedia.com is your friend. Yeah. I mean, we gotta fill up that room block.
That's right.
But
that's right.
So for flights, Expedia is great. But I would just say, because we'll let you
flight. Don't
let
get your
you
hotel on Expedia.
A new sponsor.
I want Frank to have the last word, but before, I just want to say one more thing about
oh wait, I got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then you can explain that.
Okay.
I was always wondering, how come Spray Foam Worldwide put so much money into this? Obviously, there's like a lot of money thrown at it.
Yes.
And I know that obviously there's sponsors and there's money getting back, but
we've been going at
for
it
a little bit.
We've been going at it for 10 years, almost 10 years now. And it started off as a random ad hoc get together of guys that, Tyler Fisk and some other dudes just said, they on Spray Foam Worldwide, say, hey, who's at the Spray Foam show and wants to meet up somewhere? And it's like 7 guys in 2015 or 16 or whatever it was. And then every year it just kept coming up again. And now let's organize and like pick a venue that we all can agree on. And then now there's like 30 people that are meeting up the day before the convention, and it became this tradition. And now we can get up to 2,000 people coming to the kickoff party to the Spray Foam show, and it's evolved over years.
That yearbook tells
we do have
story.
If you want a quick free way to look visually through some previous Spray Foam conventions and Spray Foam Worldwide's like kind of parties and all of our shenanigans over the years from 2016 through 2020, 2023. We made a yearbook, and if you want to check it out, you can look at it for free. You can page through it for free at SFWWyearbook.com. And it's exactly. And Todd's flipping through it right now, but we put in pictures of all of our events, and you really get a good snapshot of what to expect at these events and
truly
how fun people are having.
So realistic to life.
It really is.
Real life.
So
for anyone that's had a Zoom call with
Pasadena.
Me, you can see I proudly display that yearbook behind me on my bookshelf for just that reason, John. It shows everything, the history.
Yeah, it's great.
And really the current reality, what you see in that yearbook translates to the real world.
Yeah. And what's that?
Home Springs in 17.
That's the first. That's it right there. That's the first ever Spray Foam Worldwide kickoff party get together at the Spray Foam show.
Awesome. So how young Mater was. Oh my gosh.
I know. So what I would say is SFWWyearbook.com.
Yeah,
and that is really, it takes you through the whole journey of building this community of people and showing what it's like going to these kickoff party events that are such a good way to get introduced into the convention, to meet some people, to make some friends. And what I would say is this: if you're a veteran and you're still listening to this podcast, go to the show. You know what to expect already, but take a chance, meet someone else, talk to an executive at your supplier, introduce your wife to another contractor's wife, meet with one of your competitors, do something that you haven't done before, branch out a little bit. And if you never take notes, maybe take notes this time. Things like that. If you're a rookie, if this is your first time ever considering going to the Spray Foam show, this is an opportunity for you to gain confidence, right? By going to these events, going to the social meetups, and you don't have to be the most outgoing person in the world. You can literally just be there and you will be with foamies, without a doubt. This is the best industry ever. And before you do a little kind of closing, kind of wrap up, Frank, I want to say this about the kickoff party. So the kickoff party, again, Monday, March 23rd in Las Vegas. It is an event that you cannot afford to miss. I said this earlier, but at this event, you will meet someone that you never really realized you needed to meet. And that connection will lead you into the convention, and every subsequent year, it will be more effective, you'll draw so much more value out of the convention. So anyways, the kickoff party, to register, go to sfwwparty.com. It's free. 2 out of like around 500 contractors out of a random draw will win a brand new fully outfitted rig and all sorts of other prizes. It's free to attend. when you register, you will get an email confirmation with door prize tickets. In that email confirmation, or perhaps a subsequent one, you will get information on how to register for the Spray Foam Magazine party. You will get information on how to register to get into the Spray Foam Convention exhibit hall for free. You will get information on recommended breakout sessions. You will get information on the actual link to go to register for the show, to register for certification classes or prep courses if you want to do that, etc. So it all kicks off at 11 a.m. in Las Vegas at the Industrial. Go to sfwwparty.com to register.
Everyone can see why
11 a.m. is the rig show.
Spray Foam Worldwide collaborate at such a high level, right? I mean, what a brilliant.
It's awesome that you guys, your organizations collaborate. That makes it really, really easy for us. And now you're collaborating with Spray Foam Magazine too, which again just makes it really easy for us. So wait a minute. This kickoff party, John, you said 11 a.m.
Yes. So 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. is the outdoor daytime event, which is a bunch of freebies and competitions, this spray demos to test out equipment and guns and different spray. Polyurea, there's a cornhole competition. The spray competition will be wrapping up. All that's between 11 and 2. And then we break between 2 and 5. And we open up the entire place, the indoor and outdoor, for the kickoff party at 5 p.m.
I think I might have misspoke earlier than I thought you said
8 a.m.
I thought you said 8 a.m.
The spray competition starts.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There will be...
Wait. Yeah,
there will be a lot of us there at like 6, 7 a.m. Starting to kind of prep for the spray competition. But look forward to more information about this, the spray competition, other things.
Who's the spray competition put on by?
Chaz.
Yes, it's a group of guys that have always been members of within the industry, people that are on Spray Foam Worldwide, that are part of SPFA, and they've always put the spray foam competition on adjacent to the kickoff party. We've never been really in charge of it. We will just, we kind of facilitate the competition to be in conjunction with our event. So, and this year it happens to be in the same area, the parking lot where the kickoff party is going to be.
Nice.
Yeah. And we've got some special, we've secured some additional space to put all the rigs and the dumpsters not in everyone's way. So it will maintain the focus on the actual bays or whatever's being sprayed. I don't know. But again, just, search Spray Foam Worldwide for Chaz Costa and search for one of his recent posts. And he's always posting about it. So we'll get information out there soon. Yeah. Or maybe I'll throw some information up on spraycomp.com. So we'll do spraycomp.com, and that will be the registration form. So, okay. So right. Frank,
before you finish, one more time on volunteering. I want to make sure we do that again
for PCP, in particular, the free field exams and the field exam experience. There are ample opportunities depending on your expertise or your just willingness to support SPFA and this, call it future, but this near-term role of professionalism in the industry. Reach out to Susan at SPFA staff.
Awesome. Susan. All right. And Vinnie, being that you're kind of, these two are, the heads of their organization, or at least they are telling us all, you're more of an attendee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, what you look forward to most and what you're going to take advantage of doing this year. Anything else?
This year, actually, we're going to have, some of our guys take some of the PCP certification classes and trainings and start getting some of our lead sprayers certified this year. So I'm really excited about that.
Awesome.
The breakout sessions to kind of up their game too. They're going to be going to that.
Mm-hmm.
The Spray Foam Worldwide party is always really fun and amazing. And I was so blessed to win that generator at a time when I really needed it. And I prayed for it. Awesome. Doesn't always answer your prayers, but I think I've told you that story, Todd.
We talked about that
downtown, and I was praying for that generator. I needed it to get a rig going. And
downtown.
That was in
San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Yeah.
Riverwalk. We were on the way to the Spray Foam Worldwide event. God, just bargaining, could be with that generator. And I look down as I'm finishing up my prayer, and in the concrete at the stop sign, it's like Jesus saves.
Oh my gosh!
And then that night I won that generator, and I just lost it. I just lost it. And
a lot of us cried just watching you tear up. I mean, it was a moment to remember. I didn't even know about any of this until you told Bill all about it, and then he told me like the next day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
I mean, with context, like,
oh, and also that same kickoff party, Karen had just become eligible to win the rig, because you have to be in business for at least 12 months.
That's awesome.
That 12-month marker was the day before the kickoff party.
Oh my, come on.
I mean, that was insane. That was really cool.
And this is a time it's like, am I going to stay in business or not? And then, I mean,
a lot of folks have those thoughts.
That was awesome. Like that. That was at crossroads, man. Good, and now you're doing well, and you just, well. Yeah, that's fantastic.
If I can give one more piece of advice, I had to do this.
Absolutely. If
anybody wants the secret sauce of a successful business, it's when I quit. I told one guy at a party, he's like, "How you doing?" Good. I was like, "Well, it's when I quit trying so hard and I surrendered it to Jesus." And I stopped trying so hard.
Good for you.
And I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, and that's when everything changed for me. Not to get too preachy, but
that's
I literally was ready to throw in the towel.
Yeah,
and
that's very cool.
So do with it what you want. If you want me to go work for somebody or do whatever, it's yours. And and everything changed. Awesome. So it was cool.
Good for you, Vinnie.
Yeah,
good stuff. Okay, so Frank, let's do just a recap of whatever you feel necessary.
Well, I'm going to dovetail
to say
off of what John mentioned, and essentially, whether you are a seasoned veteran in the spray foam contracting industry, or you're a rookie or still somewhat new, here's what I would say about this particular conference in March of 26. Take a chance and get out of your comfort zone for both the veterans and the rookies. And as John was saying, create these relationships, dictate your own fate in terms of who you meet and why, and not to be overly heavy-handed, but you're going to fall into meeting somebody worthwhile, cool, that you think, oh, I would never necessarily have the guts to talk to them, and you'll be surprised the resource they'll be for years and years. This group is the epitome of a rising tide raises all ships. And I say this group because I mean SPFA member or not, part of the spray foam worldwide family or not. If you're a contractor, you're one of us, and we're willing and wanting to take you in and support you and to learn about who you are personally, who your spouse is, your kids, your golf game, your motivations, your elk hunting capabilities, your flavor of bourbon. We want to know who you are because we care. We sincerely care about you in this industry because it's a bear. It is difficult. But if you can find a John Fredkove or a Vinnie, a Todd, a Frank, or anybody that is really in this to win it, we're here for you, man, and we're ready to help you.
Proximity.
Come to Vegas. There's somebody in this, and that's a great term you use about proximity. There's somebody in your area that's tied directly to SPFA, Spray Foam Worldwide, or some ancillary group that's in this fractured, crazy industry of ours, and they're willing to help. But you got to get out of your comfort zone, and you've got to take a chance to book a flight, get a hotel for X amount of days, and come to Vegas this year.
Yep. Do it. And then before, just to kind of finish this off, this was a podcast about a lot of things, but one was just about Frank and who he is.
I appreciated that. Thank you very much.
Man.
That was cool.
I mean, that's what it's about, and that's why it's Foam and Friends, right?
We could listen to you for another 45 minutes.
Sure, right? We'll tell my wife Kara that.
It's a good story. That's a great story.
At a lot of the end of these podcasts, I do fast questions, right? And it's just whatever. Like I don't have them with me, so I'm gonna say that if you guys can try to think of a fast question, then think of one.
I have one.
Good. Sure. You got one, John? No. Can you think of? Come on. All right, I'll go first, and then Vinnie will go second, and then you'll have one by then.
Okay.
All right. First one is, what's your all-time favorite band or singer?
I'd name dropped him before, but Jason Aldean. My wife and I have seen him 6 times or 7. He's phenomenal. just every time we
wow,
get a chance,
that's a lot. You didn't see him in Las Vegas.
Well, we used to live in Dallas, and we saw him often there. But now we live near the largest amphitheater in Michigan called Pine Knob Music Theater.
Yeah,
Bob Seger's been there forever, Chicago.
Whatever.
Yeah, in Clarkston, Michigan, and he was there last year, the year prior. Love Jason Aldean.
Oh yeah, good answer.
Yours is more fun than mine, but I guess what are you most excited about for SPFA in the next 12 months?
12 months. Well, this A-Value project. I give Ken Wells and our whole leadership team, but to try and think, I'm finding a legitimate alternative to our value. It was even too daunting to even test, and we are doing it. And I'll be damned. In 12 months from now, I mean, hell, by this summer, we're going to have results from the testing that we're going to start to really amplify. And we've identified a communications marketing vendor. We're excited. I don't want to get too far ahead of our skis. We don't know the results yet, but we have a pretty darn good idea that when we do some independent testing, what spray foam is going to yield versus fiberglass.
Cool.
And we're excited to tell that story.
That is awesome. And I'm very proud of the industry. I'm proud of you guys for taking a stance on that, because no one else will, right?
We mentioned Bonnie Strickler. She could have chosen anyone to be the president of SPFA from 24 to 26, and she chose Ken Wells from Virginia.
It's awesome.
Wonderful choice. My gosh.
All right, John, did you come up with one yet?
Question for Frank.
Yeah.
Frank, what's your secret hidden strength that not a lot of people know about?
Hidden strength. Oh, gosh.
That's a good one.
It's interesting. I mean, I talk about my little boy. I left the house today, 45-minute drive to Southfield. Of all the days, he was given this special certificate from his teachers in first grade. And it said, I'm proud of this student today because, and it's interesting, when we had our parent teacher conference, she used this term. She said, I don't use this with 7-year-olds. I've been teaching for years. He has empathy. What a great term for a little kid. And I think the secret is, I pat myself on the back for just being this parent that somehow imparted empathy. He cares. His kids are born to be selfish, and why shouldn't they be? They're 6, 7, 8 years old. My kid cares about others. And some little girl picked on somebody else today, and she's crying, and he went and tried to comfort her more than once today, and he got a special certificate for that. So I'm proud of that fact that somehow or another I'm
good job, Dad,
and Mom. Him, at least at this point, and really it's my wife Karen.
Yeah, good job, Mom.
But that would be, I think, the secret that I love to raise hell with my kid and put him on stage, and hopefully he's this next generation of kind leader and whatnot. But to have empathy at this age, I'm very pleased with him.
That's awesome. It's always good to hear. Before we go, I'm gonna say a little 2-minute story. There was podcast number 1 was Mr. Vinnie Crego and me, him on that side, me on this side. And that morning, I'm gonna give you a little crap, John.
Okay, go ahead.
So that morning before I came here, I was on my way out. I'm 2 hours away from the studio. And I'm like, I got to call John Fredkove and talk to him about this podcast. Just to maybe see, can you give me any advice? What do you think? John says to me, can I be honest with you? And these words, and I go, yeah. And he goes, can I be brutally honest with you? And I was like, yeah, please. Please. I want, and he's like, it's not going to make it. And I was like, oh, dude, that's not what I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad he was honest, but I'm like, that's not what I want to hear, dude. But thank you for being honest. And he's just, he's telling me about some things. And I'm like, I, at that point, was very dedicated to do this. I'm like, you're not going to talk me out of it, but thanks for being honest. And so then we did it. And then we probably did 2 or 3 episodes. And then was Minneapolis. And we went out there, and I saw him in the carnival. I think it was, the second one, maybe at the Mall of America. Maybe it was the first one. I don't remember. Yeah. And John sees me, and he goes, dude, I think I had you all wrong. I like it.
First time John's been wrong.
And I was like, you know what? That's cool. And don't get me wrong. It all depends on how you gauge pass or fail, right? If you figure making money at it is the only way you're gonna pass, then I'm not doing that. But anyway, I thank you for being completely honest with me. Man, it's just come full circle, because here we are.
Has he signed that Foam and Friends board yet?
He has actually from the
nice.
takeover, and you're next.
Oh,
and
boy.
Vinny's
There
already
we go.
signed it.
Nice.
So
You got to be careful telling a small business owner in spray foam that you can't do
That's
something.
right.
You gotta be
Yeah.
real careful
it's
with
very
that.
true. It's very true. So anyway,
Todd, I just wanted to challenge you. That's right.
that's all.
And
it
I
was.
knew you would persevere.
And you know what?
And look where we are now.
We didn't even know
Full
each
circle.
other. When I
Nope.
called you, like I don't even know if you knew who I was.
This is why you need foamies in this industry.
that's
Okay.
right.
You can be brutally honest with each other. And you just connect. You find connections.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, and you have to be honest with people no matter what, right?
Absolutely.
So I never, felt
Integrity.
anything, I always thought, well, he's just being honest, and I'm glad he is. So
That's awesome.
But this is really fun.
This whole thing's been
this
fun.
whole thing's
Yeah.
full
Thank
circle.
you guys.
So
Thank you very much, Todd, for hosting this podcast.
Oh my gosh.
And thank you, producer Jamie.
Yes.
Jamie,
Appreciate
well
it.
done.
Thanks,
yeah,
Jamie.
he even let us stay late, so that's awesome.
Dad, thanks for
Um,
inviting me back, man.
You're welcome.
It
I
was
mean,
fun, man.
Vinny's
It's
a
awesome.
Rockstar
he's a
Vinnie over here,
three-time-
right?
It's the only
Man.
it's the only
He's
full
my-
episode.
Yeah,
Foam and
well,
Friends #1 is the only one I've watched full from
Oh,
start
man.
to finish.
Listen to this
The other
guy.
ones I don't have time, or I have to like.
You watch. When we get the feedback, there's going to be a lot of guys. They may not literally watch the production, but they could listen to this. This
Oh,
is an easy
Oh,
listen.
yeah, like
Long
if you're-
car ride,
long
in
car ride.
between trips here and there, their job site,
Yep,
waiting for a
exactly,
job site.
Absolutely.
It's a good listen.
All right, I'm gonna go around. Frank, thank you so much for coming out. It's been
Absolutely
awesome.
my pleasure.
Without Eddie Canales, we probably, the guy was like, "You got to do it, you got to do it," and
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
he's
"Yeah,
great.
yeah, we should." So he was kind of good motivation for
Yeah.
us. Vinny, thank you for doing this again, number 3,
Thank you.
and Mr. John Fredkove. Thank you so much for flying out, and I'm going to say thanks, Bill Bilbin, for giving him the green light and letting him use the credit card to
How
buy a plane
cool.
ticket and all that. So,
Fly here specific.
yeah, awesome.
That's great.
So we're gonna
Commitment.
John and I are staying at the same hotel, and then I'm gonna run him over to the airport tomorrow. He's gonna fly back.
Yep.
And even though his arms are already so tired. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening, and we'll see you in Vegas.
See you in Vegas.
Goodbye.
In Vegas, baby.